Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into another podcast episode of What Else Is Going On, aka WeGo. Y'all, I am so excited because I have one of my favorite people to talk all of this stuff about. We DM, we text. She is funny, smart. If you're watching, you can see gorgeous. She's not only well-versed in the reality of things, she's well-versed in real world things. And I really wish she still lived in the DC area because she would be my number one housewife for the Real Housewives of Potomac because she could give the girls a run for their money. Y'all,
oh my God. If they cast me, I can move. People move all the time.
People, because you have folks here, right? I mean, like friends and stuff here. So, by the way, I would be like, we need to meet for lunch. What is going on? So y'all have heard the voice. Again, if you're watching, you could see her. Please welcome Fly Chai, aka Chai. Welcome.
Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to talk about this stuff.
I feel like I wanted to say like you're our favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster. like ever since OG said that on Basketball Wives, I'm like, yeah, I'm your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster. But I have to say that about you. I love when you're on Everyone's Business But Mine. You and Kara get into the things. I love when you're on with Who Asked Me with Zell. I love when you're on
Thank you.
all of the things. So yeah, me and Chai have been talking. Listen, y'all, let me get the Love Island out of my system because I do have the attention span where I'll be like, this is great. And then after a while, we'll move on. But maybe not because who knows what they are planning on doing. Serena did say her and Leah we're going to be seeing more of them. And Janae is only a 45-minute flight away. So they're going to get into.
Yeah, she's in Vegas and they're in Cali. So
I was thinking Texas, but she is in Vegas. That's right.
Okay. Janae's in Vegas. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm really excited. So we need to talk about the things that have been going on outside. So wait, y'all, just so y'all know, we're going to get into Love Island and then we're going to talk Dubai. Dubai has been giving me what I missed from Housewives. But first, let's get into Love Island. Of course, I know who you voted for.
Serena Cordell.
Hello. Yes. I will say I wanted Janae and Kenny to be second, but I feel like Miguel and Leah were second because people liked the way they looked aesthetically. I'm just going to be honest. They liked that whole hot, sexy vibe thing.
Also, I think people voted for Leah. Like she just has huge fans.
Yeah, she does.
Like she has huge fans. I think people just voted for Leah. But I'm probably the only one, but I'm okay with Kenny and Janae being third.
Okay.
And I love Janae, but there's this little part of me sometimes where I'm like, Janae, you gotta be so like my man. Do you know what I mean? Where I'm like,
I know what you mean. It
feels like we're rewarding bad behavior. Like we're keep it to third.
It definitely is a lot of that. And a part of me wonders.
Looking clean for you, baby.
And do your oil change and all that stuff.
Yeah, like, girl.
But I'm wondering,
all this labor,
is it because she said with the other ones, she felt like she had to put on an act, but for whatever reason, Kenny makes her feel like herself. I just hope that Kenny can handle all of that self that comes.
Okay, so how long do you think that relationship is gonna last?
I'm going to be optimistic, Chai, and say at least a year. I hope it goes longer, but do you think?
I'm okay with her doing this for a year to get whatever, milking it however she can. But I hope she's not really like falling for him. Like he's 24, okay? And let's be very real.
Forgetting how old he is.
Janae being in that house, and this is the thing with like Black women on dating shows, you start to feel like you're like Janae is a baddie, okay?
Like you have to come down a little bit.
Man, come on, like
I know what you mean. You start to feel like
Kenny can't do nothing for her. And I hope that like she realizes that. Like being in the villa, you're like Love Island pills. And I think you just like you're not really thinking the outside world.
Right.
Because I don't even like that they have them in there with such wide age ranges.
It's a big age because like somebody could be 35 in there with a 24-year-old.
Didn't they say Daya was in her 30s or something?
Yeah, like or 27 or 28 or something like that. And Cordell's what, 22?
Like you're in such different places in your life, like that relationship. Well, and then now that they have all these people who aren't even in the damn country, I'm like, you guys are not even trying to create real relationships, but I don't care. Okay?
That's true.
I don't care.
You know what? You're right. I, as a first time watcher, it was like, why are they bringing in people from other countries when they have the Love Island UK and all of that? Like, why?
Well, I think there's people who you can't necessarily get casted right on the UK one, especially because UK used to be more popular. Okay. Like an Aaron would never make it on UK's Love Island.
Okay.
He doesn't have like
the you know what I mean? Yeah, gotcha.
And not to even pretend like UK, like they're all beautiful over there. Cause I'll say this last season, like it was nothing. but the British accent is what gives Aaron like
yep, got you.
Without it, like what is he even? And I watched him on Traitors and like, yeah.
He was totally different.
I need to rewatch it because I thought that he was kind of getting lucky with things, like just being stupid and saying things that like, made people trust him. And now Kaylor, I'm like, oh, maybe there's a little bit more like strategy like to his like playing stupid than maybe I need to rewatch it.
I will say when I looked at his, forget what it was I looked at, I glanced at his Instagram or either TikTok, and I do like him better with the long hair. He has short hair now, and when I saw his hair was like a little bit longer, I was like, I should have sent it to you because it gives him a bit of a different look.
Okay, he has piercings that I hate. Like the up here, it gives, I don't know, it's like very like male cheerleader-ish.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Him and Kendall have the same energy to me, that like male cheerleader energy that I cannot stand.
Tell me Kendall rubs so many people. Like there was an inauthenticity to him that I felt off screen. And I think you have just said it, that, oh my gosh, hey, but I'm a male and not, I'm a male cheerleader. I think that you just hit the nail on the head and solved the mystery for me because that's
to be fair, I hate the cheerleader energy from women too, but
men, like because Kendall was definitely giving something. Speaking of Kendall, Chai, and it's so funny because I told her she never has to ask me again, but I respect the fact that she texted me and said, can I send you something?
I needed consent, okay? I needed consent.
Because baby, Kendall's leak, and then
to be warned. It wasn't like just
I thought it was like just and I was like, whoa, what is happening? And my goddaughter, we talked about it, and she was like, hold on, I need to read this to you. I have got to, because it was so funny. She said, I know the women I know are not requesting to see that. And for him to be so willing is alarming, not to mention the arching on the bed. She said,
like flexing your booty hole, that was for a man. Like, let's be.
And she said, like, what context did he need to send that to someone? Is there something we're missing? Is that why he acts like he hates women and is a gossip? Was this a hazing ritual he had his white friends put him through? I have so many questions.
Not was it a hazing ritual?
It was a lot. And then I did see that, he got his, and I will say, people were like, there have been people that have unalive themselves due to bullying stuff from Love Island. So I was like, I do definitely hope that it didn't go that way. But he seemed, and of course, we can only go by what he posts, but he posted and said that he got his phone back. What a way to get your phone. I'm paraphrasing, what a way to get your phone back. But it was meant to be between him and someone else. People were asking, was it his OnlyFans? He said it was meant to be between him and someone else. However, it got out, blah, blah, blah. I have heard the rumor that allegedly he was dating a Dallas Cowgirls cheerleader, broke up with her before.
And she's on the show on Netflix.
What? Oh, she is.
Yeah, if any of you guys have watched the Dallas Cowboys show, she's the one that they said was too short and they cut her at the very last minute. Yeah.
Because I said I was going to watch it because I keep hearing good things about it. And I want to say I've watched something like that before. It was another show, or it was another reality show, and one of the girls on the reality show was trying out to be a cheerleader, and they showed a little bit of it. I
On Dallas
can't
Cowboys,
remember.
because they used to have a CMT show.
That
And
might
like
be it.
as I was watching this, I like realized that I've seen it. Like
Okay,
I like have memories of it in my
so
head.
it's got to be that because I remember
And then
watching
you know
this.
how the algorithm works. I started getting it on YouTube. Like it started showing it to me
Okay.
on YouTube now. So I've been falling asleep to those old episodes. Like
Okay, so
it's
then
actually a pretty fun watch. I prefer like even the old ones are more very un-PC. You know what reality TV was like in the
yes,
early 2000s. Like
yes,
you're fat, you need to stop eating.
yes. And now it's like, we think you may need to, we want you to be in the best health that you could be in versus you're not in shape. Yeah. Okay. So it has to be that old one because I remember watching that. Okay.
And they still have a lot of the same girls from that old one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So still on it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm about to
They make them try out every year.
That is, it's like, don't get comfortable.
Like, first off, the uniforms are fit custom. If you don't look good in the uniform, you're out. They give them hair makeovers. Like I was blown where they had one girl, like a black girl, and they were sewing in all these tracks into her head and bundles. And I was like, who's paying for this?
Right.
Because
and are you making sure the thread is not cutting my hair up underneath here? Are you threading
they had
it?
They had a black lady.
Oh, okay.
Like it was like I was impressed by the fact that they had like every type of girl. They literally sat down and they're like, we think she'll look good with brown hair. Blonde isn't working.
Wow.
Like,
okay, so did they look better afterwards, do you think? Or do you think they, not better, maybe is the wrong word, but for lack of a better
word. For the most part, most people did look better. I think one girl, they took her from blonde to brown, and I hated that. But I think it's hard when like you dye hair brown because it just looks flat and weird
compared to going from blonde to brown.
I think you're right that she should have had darker hair, but it's just like the dyed brown looked crazy. But
okay, somebody said that. Can we be honest and just admit that Dallas Cowboys uniforms are just diapers and boleros? That is the costume. If you don't look good in a diaper, then
period.
That's a wrap. So I wonder if his ex, I mean, maybe he did send it to him. I'm just wondering, like, it had to be somebody he knew clearly to leak that.
Well, see, what I figured it was.
Okay.
I just figured he had an OnlyFans and he did like, you know, how you pay for specific content. Like somebody asked him for that.
Got you. Okay. And then he did it. Okay. All right. Well, make your money, honey. Do what you got to do, Kendall.
I don't even know that I necessarily even think Kendall. Well,
I think I know what you're going to say. There's been a lot of speculation about Aaron, about Rob, about Kendall. And I felt like I didn't get that from any of them. I really didn't even get it between Aaron and Rob. Like, I know we joked like, oh, okay, Aaron wants Rob, but I actually didn't really get that from that.
At most, maybe Aaron. And it was specifically when Aaron was, I don't know, when they were like getting ready for the blindfold, the heart rate.
Yes.
And he like had Kendall on the floor and,
and the legs. I said, okay, Aaron, now I might need, wait a minute.
That was the only thing where I was like, oh, how did they get pause? Oh my! But I do think that, like, I think, you know, like white men get to like experiment like more freely than black men do.
I was gonna say
that's rigid. So
watching Vanderpump Rules and how they would like kiss each other in the mouth and stuff, and I know a lot of Black men that would be like, what's the point of us doing that in our friendship? Like, I mean, if you're not, you know what I mean? So you're exactly right. White men have more of those freedoms than Black men do. I wanted to ask, okay.
And I think what people are seeing with the difference with like Aaron and Rob and the way he was treating Kaylor is like, he was proving to us that he is capable of like loving someone. Right, like whether or not like he loved Rob as a friend.
That's true.
Like he's capable of it, and like he just did not care about Kaylor,
especially not like that. Not at all. I truly don't believe so either.
He didn't that.
How long do you give them?
What?
How long do you give them?
Gosh, so before we got on here, I was listening to the Vile, like a couple clips of him with Kaylor, and I don't know because like she has lucid moments where she says things that
Yes,
make sense. Like, so
I get it.
I
Yep.
don't know. I
Because
really
I don't feel like she's this, and I'm just this dumb blonde that people. I do feel like she is actually smart. Like she there is a duality to her personality, or she has layers like all of us do. So I definitely think that I just wonder.
she's also so young that like I think I
Yes.
heard you say this that you were just like, oh, she was it you? No, it was Jamie, that's me. That was talking about she was just
She
dignitized.
was just, yeah, she was like
And I feel
that
like she's still
dick.
in the age where that can
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, that's all it is. She got it, and she was in that love bubble, and then probably after when they got put off the island, they went back to whatever hotel they were in Fiji and did whatever, and then
And now they're doing the whole like I'm sure in the hotel it's like the us against the world. So now you start feeling
yes,
like you're defending your love, which makes you
yes.
feel like you're in love. And it's
It's
like
like, oh, they think we won't make it, and this bonds. We're trauma bonded by the
yeah,
audience's response to me, and then boom.
right.
It's a lot. Okay, so we need to get into something. We need to get into Rob and Andrea. So let's talk about Andrea first. Andrea has been doing live after live after live after live, and I'm
Like
gonna
it's
jump.
getting spooky.
That's what I'm gonna jump forward real quick because I sent Chai a clip, no, an article, and it was recapping Rob being on the Call Her Daddy podcast, and he was talking about how he reached out to Andrea before he had seen her social media presence about him, basically. And for a minute I was like, oh wait, like going through my brain, oh, she must have said something bad about him. And then I realized, and then started looking at stuff, and it was the constant talking about him. I mean, to the point where she did a live with a viewer, and then Rob's roommate slash best friend Noah gets on the live. So she's now doing a live with this man's roommate and best friend. And
And
to
it was
me,
so creepy. Like the way she was
yes,
just like, oh, are you sitting on the couch? The gray one. Yeah. Yeah. Rob told me that like he definitely said he could imagine me sitting on that couch in the apartment. And I guess it's cool because like now you're sitting on that couch he told me about. And you're like, girl.
she said her parents were Team Rob. I said, what?
And it's like they all acted an ass during that elimination, right? They all like it was just embarrassing, right? But it's like it had been 4 days, right?
Right.
But for her to have been out of the villa now for weeks,
Right.
to still be so like, please, Andrea, seek help.
You're right. Even thinking about it that way, it's one thing 4 days if it was intense and it happened a week before the show ended, even 2 weeks before the show ended. You've been out of there, like you said, 4 weeks, probably
I
3 weeks.
think you got your phone back, your senses should be like, it's like being like, when you like, I don't know if you ever went on vacation as a kid and you like fell in love, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes, you
like,
see it cute. Yes, yes, yes.
right? But then the minute you hit the airport, you're just like,
Oh,
oh,
that's yeah. Like that's it.
that's done,
I
right?
mean,
Like,
not even just as a kid.
she was right. But she was doing all types of lives with anyone who would like even she was doing lives with Coy.
Coy. I'm like, y'all didn't even meet. Like y'all were not even there at the same time.
Like,
right?
No, Coy was there for like a day. And I'm also like, Coy, now you have things to say.
Now you have things to say. I mean, I'm glad you got rid of that lineup line, but other than that, what are you talking about? And it's interesting because he talked about Janae and Kenny, but I feel like, oh, well, I'll take that back. I was going to say you weren't even around them. So how do you have things to say? But he's watching it like the rest of us. So I will take that part of it back. But I just feel like, go on. I guess they're all trying to stretch their Love Island as much as they can and maybe also be asked back next season.
Right. This is also the most attention they've ever gotten. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you saw Andrea's little music video.
Cha.
It's crazy because she's like she's from Miami. So like I'm looking at the places where she's doing
But
got you down to Wynwood. I thought I just know because I know how busy that area is. And I was just like, yeah, you had all these people waiting, watching you making this music video. Embarrassing. Okay, girl.
I'm like, a part of me is she playing, as Jamie That's Me says, is she playing on our top, like purposely doing these lives, but just to stay in it versus
But
really
if she
feeling
was
this way.
smart, she would do the lives and talk bad about Rob.
Right. Not act as if she's
literally co-sign what everyone else on the internet is saying. And I'm
right.
one of those people who just, I don't really think Rob is as bad as everyone makes him out to be. Like, I don't feel like he's as deep as like the way everyone is like making him out to be, like he's like Sandoval. And like, I don't really see all that. Like, I think he just didn't really care.
At all.
Like he wanted to be on TV and
yeah.
the producers were keeping him there. He did not care about forming a connection with anybody here because he knew that he was going to have a huge following when he comes out. That's what he's worried about.
And is going to have his pick of women when he comes out. I mean, the fact that he already has a shtick with these overalls, like he did the Call Her Daddy podcast interview in these overalls.
And I'm saying that's someone who literally had his Casa Amor experience and sat down and he was like, oh no, I'm going to make sure I'm memorable this time. Because even down to like, I don't believe that that's how he really reacts to things. Like, the rolling his eyes and the
yes,
and that's how you really react to everything. Like, you don't care enough for this. Like, but suddenly whenever you guys get around the fire pit, now you're like so like
emotional and feeling.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't believe that. I was like, you were giving us memes. Smart. I appreciate that.
Right, but don't. Right, we're not stupid though. We can see what's going on. What do you think about Leah and Miguel?
I think it's fun. I think Leah is smart enough to know. Like, yeah. I've appreciated the way Leah has seen that relationship.
Me too.
Like, it looked like they were like doing it from day one. Every time, and we never talked about it. We would see them in that bed. And
I literally was saying, I think they did it, especially when she had that mouth open. I was like,
oh no, they were definitely doing it. Like definitely.
And then when she said we went at it for hours.
Kane was like, I couldn't sleep. My bed was next to theirs, and they were constantly having sex.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I know he said they were. I thought he said they were constantly kissing. I didn't realize he confirmed that they were having sex.
Well, maybe not. He said going at it. I think
but she even said that. She said we were going at it for like 4 hours or 3 hours. What number did Miguel hold up when they were asking him after Leah said we were going at it for hours? It flashed to the men cooking breakfast and they were like, what level of clash or whatever did you get last night?
No, he said it was whatever it was. I can't remember whatever they used.
But it was sex,
he
right?
Confirmed it.
Yeah, that's what I was like. They've been having sex in this villa. So she knows what it is.
And that's what I liked about Leah. And I feel like she's like fun, cool. Like, she understood what it was. Like, Miguel is a good looking guy, but like, she was like, he lives on the other side of the world and he didn't give serious.
Yeah.
I think now Miguel has come out and seen her level of popularity. And I think now he's, pretending to like her more than he probably
and her family money, I feel like
exactly. You have horses. Oh, rich.
You have a movie theater,
right?
They're calling her the People's Persian Princess. So,
like, even just like when she said horses, I'm like, okay, my daughter rides horses.
So you already know.
I've already like even put in like the scope of owning a horse is like, even, we gotta win the lot. Like, something, like just like teaching my daughter to ride horses, just her competing is so expensive. Like, I knew when she was like, my horses, I'm like, oh, you're stupid rich. Okay.
With an S on the, like my plural, not just my horse.
Right. Cause even like we've had housewives who are like, oh, like Beverly Hills housewives who got their first one horse and it's like a big deal.
Yeah. Sutton. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. I wondered if it would turn into him falling for her because she understood who he was. And because there was a point that she said he's just like her one of the times in there. And then she said, I know the man that he is, or I know who he is, but I still like him. I wondered if that was going to, like, him coming out being like, because she's so not.
I think that's the type of guy that, like, even if Leah wasn't all those other things, I think the idea of like, the girl he's used to being chased, and her not
Yes,
caring will make him like,
of
start to
course.
care.
Yep.
And Leah's gonna come out, her DMs are gonna be popping crazy
Of
too.
course.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Even though, like, I don't know if you've seen those old TikToks of her where she's like telling us like her ex cheated on her with Bad Baby or Bad Bob. What's that?
Wait,
girl's
okay, wait. So I was looking at some of her TikToks, and I know one was like, I'm recently out of a relationship. I just go to work out, I think either ride her horses or play with her animals, and then go to bed. And she was making herself go out that night. So he cheated on her with who?
Bad
Not
Baby.
Bad Baby. Girl. So it's not the ex that Bad Baby is with now, is it? Right. Yeah, like.
But it gives you an idea of the type of guy that Leah's used to, right?
Yes, yes.
So I'm
yes.
like, I could her and Miguel, again, they make more sense on the outside world to me than Kenny and Janae do.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I could see that. I'm really interested to see what happens. Leah also said, wait, no, Serena, when she said that we're going to be seeing more of her and Leah, and then Janae's only 45 minutes away. Oh, so they're going to be pulling her into it. And then she said, I forget what word she used, but basically, and our guys get along, love each other. So there's going to be a lot of trio dates. Because did you see that picture of them outside of the island when they were all eating or whatever? So I'm like, they're all smart. They know what
another show, Peacock. First off, all that extra footage, just edit it together. Like, yes. Just give us something, okay? And 1000%. Then let's get a great idea. Do like Jersey Shore, how they have the family vacation.
Yes.
Every year they do, or like a summer house, they do a trip every summer. We get them. Whatever
the top 4
their
or
wives
the top,
take them.
Yeah.
Whenever they start dating, gets incorporated into it. Like, let's do that. Because I really, really have like these last couple of nights be like, what am I gonna do?
I know.
My friends,
even though I should be working and working on other stuff, I'm like,
girl, I have 2 small children, and I'm still
right. I was looking at the way, if you notice, once it got down to the 6 couples, the PPG, the Powerpuff Girls, aka Serena, for those of you that don't know, Serena, Leah, and Janae. And then you would always see Kayla with the guys, and then Nicole off with Kendall. And I was like, it was very clear who was close. Is to like, they had all formed their own, like yes, the girls bonded.
The minute Liv left, Liv was the only thing connecting those 2 girls.
She was the bridge. Yes.
The minute she left, I don't think we ever saw another conversation, all of them together.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, it just was, she was the only thing connecting those 2.
You're right.
It's like,
you're right. You're exact. And then even on After Sun, Aaron and Kayla were like, Kayla was like, I love all the girls, but Liv was my best friend.
But even Liv in her After Sun was just like, I'm just worried about Kayla.
Yeah. Well, what about when she was leaving? Guys, take care of KK.
Because she knows nobody likes this girl.
Period. Like, nobody.
And literally, like, it was like everyone was putting up with her, like Serena and Janae. And even they all seem to have a very good bond with Liv. And they're like, okay, yes. Liv's homegirl, we gotta put up with her.
When they were getting ready when they eliminated Cassie, and she pulled Leah to the side, and she's like, I'm literally wearing Liv's clothes right now. Like, she couldn't. By the way, shout out to Kara Mother effing Berry from Everyone's Business But Mine. She can do every single voice.
So
perfectly. Good. She does good. Aaron. She did Liv. I was like, what level did you unlock to be able to do like
so good?
Because like, the American accents we can kind of but she did Kayla perfectly. I was like, how are you doing I loved when she would do the accents. They were so good. But yeah, I definitely think the girls were like, enough of when they played that game, and Rob was like, is that you, Kayla, complaining? I was like, call it out. That's how they feel. That's definitely how I think Nicole may have been the only one closest to her in that. And the PPG really wasn't messing with Nicole like that either.
No. They have very different personalities. You can see the
very different
personalities very clearly.
Yeah, I think the PPG were very similar, even though those 3 are different, but their personalities mesh.
And I will speak to, I think Okay, Serena and Janae, obviously as Black girls, there's a sisterhood there.
Yes.
But I do think Serena and Leah
Are
are
closer.
way closer.
Yeah. Yep.
Like they're more similar of a vibe. Because again, love Janae, but there's a lot of that little like pick me. Like, and I know the reason like people would be like, oh, why is Leah talking to Janae like that? I appreciated that. It gave friendship because I have friends like that where I have to be like, Janae, good morning, Cadell is crazy. Like,
and that
oh, your friend is fighting with him. Like, why are you saying like
that? I get
that was normal, girl. Why are you speaking to him right now?
I get that. What I didn't like, and I have to let go because
He's
Janae
not your boyfriend.
Girl, when you just cried on my shoulders, and Janae in her interview recently with her and Kenny said that they were in the kitchen one morning and Leah was upset with Rob and was like, I just may take Connor to get back at him. Girl, I'm supposed to be your homegirl and you're just saying that to me. But I will say this, because I have tweeted that I had a lot of opinions about Leah's friendship with Serena separately, Janae separately, and then together. And I feel, and I could be totally off base, but I'm just from what I felt like, all that hand clapping, like shut the F up, Liv, and all that standing up. Oh, so you are the closest one to Black in your group. So you may talk like that or get rah-rah in your group. And you see Janae differently than you see Serena. So I could see you, some of the things she said to Janae, like, oh, he's not your boyfriend, get over it. You would never say that to Serena because you know Serena wouldn't allow that. So I feel like
I don't feel like Janae. I feel like we're giving Janae too, like not giving. We're giving her too little. I don't think that Janae is like a pushover.
No, I don't think so either. But I still feel like when she said, Serena, thank you for keeping me in check. Mm-hmm. I was like, I still feel like there's certain things that she may try with or say to Janae that she wouldn't say to Serena. Because Janae may give off different energy. Now, I do think that if she did, Janae would push back, but Janae gives off that different energy. Like to me, Serena gives off like, don't play with me. Like off the bat.
I totally see why you think that. Like I totally see that. And I've seen people say that. But I think fundamentally at the heart of it, it's the fact that like Janae is a little bit more like male identified.
Okay,
right? Like,
so you think
in every situation,
okay,
like I pay attention to everything she's saying, and I literally like in every situation she's doing the like nobody even worried about Rob, what Rob's going through.
That I was like
she's always worried about the guys, and it's like, and maybe it's because it's something I'm sensitive to. I hate when girls are like that. I'm like, hey, girl.
Especially after everything he did, it's a different situation. It would be a different situation to me. And I guess some people may say, well, it was warranted. I didn't think it was warranted. Caring about how he felt in that moment, because he was clearly trying to gaslight Leah in that moment. So yeah, I get what you're saying. I can see that too.
Like a little things where like she just gave the guys more
than what they should have been given.
Like Serena and Leah, I feel like are on the same, like you get what I'm saying? Like
I see they're just on the same page, period.
Right. Like even when you would hear their conversations, like Leah would, even after the Cheez-Its, like Leah would always be like, okay, girl, like if you don't like him, then like I hope somebody else comes in here for you.
Yeah, that's
I like it for you, but it was just so like whatever you want.
I like him for you, but
like, give him a chance.
Yeah,
yeah. He's trying. I don't want my friend to tell me he's trying. Like if I'm putting a man through it, let me put him through it.
Right. Well, you know what? So then maybe the trio will work because there is a balance. You have
I think Serena it does work well,
so,
right?
Yeah, like, that'll be good. I just hope, because there were times when even the meme of them where they're all the three of them and they're all doing that dance with their hands. Serena and Leah are very close. Mm-hmm. And Janae is right here. So, but they say in the threesome, there's always a twosome within the threesome anyway. Right. So I do hope that it works, that they all do remain friends. Like there is I just really hope that they, especially the women, I don't care about the guys so much. I really
hope that they don't let like the fandom thing start like showing little clips. I really hope that they don't let that. And I was watching a couple interviews with Janae again, because I am in withdrawal, so I've been watching everything. And I think I've seen every interview Janae and Kenny at least have done. Just I do find them like interesting to.
Have you seen them with any Black people? I'm just asking because I'm waiting for us Black folks to interview them. Because I have some questions. I want to talk about the Black side of it. All right, let me shut up. Go ahead.
I have not. And I'm
Okay.
really hoping because there are people who like Love Islanders who have podcasts. Like, I would love to see them sit down with Whitney. Oh, well, you haven't seen the UK, but like Black Girl from last season's.
Okay.
You probably have seen the clip online where she talks about how she would change her wigs in the villa. She would pop her titties out so they couldn't record her
No,
when she would change her wig.
that
And
is
she's like, y'all not gonna get me with
amazing.
my braids.
I'd rather y'all see my titties than America see my wig
Well,
braids.
they can't show it, right? So
Right.
like,
I love that. No, that's what I
so
mean. I would
smart.
rather the producer, y'all see my titties than y'all see. That is brilliant.
So and like because like they all like that's part of the show is getting ready together. It's part of
Right.
that. And it's like there isn't space for you to now walk away and have privacy to put your wig on. Like you have to
Well, see,
like
and
that.
those are the things I said with Serena and Janae, particularly with them being of a darker hue. Was the makeup really white for you? Or did you have to do black girl magic where we have to mix and match and make the makeup right? The challenges, even if you have braids, are not set up for black women because when our braids get wet, they are 10 pounds. So now, and then you got to worry about them drying or you're going to smell like mildew.
Molds. Yeah.
So it's like, I had all those questions. Did you feel like from the guys, how did you feel hearing most of 90% of the men say their preference was fair skin, long hair?
Can we talk about this? Can we talk about this?
Please.
Like I don't know what it is about me, but I feel like, and I love dating shows. I don't know what it is. I love, there's something about like being able to see the dynamics of people that like, well, I love any type of like document, anything where I'm getting to see how people think, but there's something specific about like dating, you know what I mean? That's like, because there is a vulnerability in it. And it's so weird to me when you're looking at someone like in Janae's world, we can all see what Janae is.
Yes.
Right? Like we all like Janae is a bad. Like that's come on.
Period. Yeah.
First off, like for one of the best nose jobs. Okay. It's Kelly Rowland and then Janae for those jobs. And I'm saying that as someone who I broke my nose and then had to get it fixed and was like so stressed out about
because of
someone who could do ethnic noses, right?
Okay.
So stressed out about it. Thankfully, I do have a very good nose myself now.
But I wouldn't have known that you had surgery.
Give me the same nose I was born with.
Okay,
I just want it again.
Okay.
So, like right up there with Kelly Rowland's nose job is Janae's.
Okay.
Beautiful. But to see her be like the insecure, like it makes me sad to see like rejection from like a Connor.
Come on, girl.
Anyway, like, okay, the girl he liked, Leah, was like ill. Like,
straight up. She only did it to get back at Rob.
The boop on his nose.
Girl, I was like, and I said, when he got sent home, I said, I would have felt bad for you, except the way you played Janae. Period. And then try to come for Janae every chance you got, even in interviews still.
So unnecessary. It made no sense where I'm like, why are you mad at her?
When Kendrick called him out on it, shout out to Kendrick from I Cannot Podcast. He still talked in circles. He never fully answered the question. It was like
I looked at that. I'm like, I gave Kendrick his little engagement, but I couldn't even get to because I couldn't stand Connor.
The way that he is coming for Janae, who bigged him up, but still talks highly of Leah, who purposely
played in his face,
played in your face,
embarrassed you. And like, I'm not even talking poorly about Leah, because I will be honest, like, I thank God that I am married and like I don't have to date into my into my 30s. Because what I think a lot about the fact that like people want you to like not ghost people, like the emotional maturity and like things that like are required from you in adult dating. I'm so glad that I got out of the game before that, because
listen. Well, I said
exactly what Leah said. Like, we talk, like, I cannot say him. He disgusts me. Then he come in, like, people are telling me, like, you don't like me. I don't know why they would tell you that.
I'm glad I got out of the game before Love Island was a thing, because if Love Island was a thing in my years, the way listen, you see how Miguel ran off the casa with his suitcase? I would have done that and ended with a split. But I'm going to get mine. Okay, say what you want. I'm going
Did I tell you I bought a little split machine thing from Amazon to start learning to do the splits? That was my goal for 2024.
I can do one. I would show you, but
I need to be able to run into a split. That's like that was my only New Year's resolution, is like by the end of the year, I want to be able to like run into a split.
This is why I love you. This is amazing. That, and y'all, side note, y'all need to follow Chai on TikTok. She told us not to sleep on the Amazon lingerie, and I told her I needed a full netted cat suit, and you sent me a link which I need to tap on and get, because I want a full net.
If you are a straight woman, do not spend money on lingerie,
because it's
the hundreds just as good.
I literally bought some contraption that is literally all straps from Victoria. When I say it's all straps, and it's sexy, but child, even putting it on, if I move a strap, I'm done. It was almost $100. I was like,
listen, that was one for me. That was a realization. And then you realize that it's like, listen, like the men don't know the difference. Like if you're a lesbian, splurge, get the La Perla, right? Because a woman, she's going to know what you have on. A man does not care. But they do like lingerie. Like there is
because mine likes lingerie. He likes. I don't like when
people like, oh, lingerie is, especially like when you've been like married for like you've been the same person for like, it's nice to just like put some cute on
and pop out like, hey,
right. And it's nice if it's like $12
versus, because let me tell you, I was like, I'm looking at night. I look at my drawer and I'm like, I don't know how many hundreds of dollars is in. I mean, per piece, like. So I appreciated that.
Like I buy it from Amazon and I'm able to treat it like it's disposable. Like if something is fine.
It's fine. And not like, because let me tell you, one of them straps on that strappy thing broke. And I was like, oh no, we just gonna have to talk, because this has to be worn more than once.
Also, it's like you have things where you can't, like I put it on once and I'll never be able to like figure out where everything goes again. And like it flips in and inside out and I can't figure out which way it's supposed to go.
I was trying to hold it up and there's no way. It was so funny because there was a girl on Instagram. She has the same thing that I have, but it's in black. And she was like, date night at home with my hubby, get ready with me. So she was like doing the lotions and all that. And then she laid out her lingerie. And I said, girl, I have that same night piece in red. But if I put it on wrong, it's a wrap, because ain't no. And she was like, girl, you definitely have to make sure you are literally like
you have to, the pieces need to line up.
Yes.
Like, okay.
Because they know it's no material to it. It literally is just strings.
If a strap twists the wrong way, it's over. Like if it goes the wrong way, now you got the booty,
you could end up hurting yourself. Because I'm like, I don't think this strap is supposed to be here. I literally have just hurt myself. And now it's like I got an attitude. Yeah. That's so funny. So
now
y'all need to.
I was trying to be sexy. I'm sweating, trying to figure out how to put it on.
Right. Edges reverting. So I'm going to put your link in, but please tell the people your TikTok so they can follow you. She does wife content, mom content, all the content, makeup, all, she does it all, y'all. So what's your TikTok?
Fly.chai.
Say it again.
Fly.chai.
Fly, FLY.CHY, y'all. She does all the things. I love her content. All right, so back to, I don't even remember who we were talking about. Janae, yes. So I see what you mean about Janae. For her to be like the baddest thing and body this, that, and just what really got me though was
also like speaks all those like she's Japanese, like come on.
Watching the heart rate challenge really showed me how if you're not careful, you can develop the insecurity like Janae, because for them to try to play us like Janae didn't get them heart rates up, it was, and not one person picked her.
So this is the thing that irritates me about the heart rate challenge, is that I feel like there needs to be like, again, like it's just what gets your heart rate up, right?
And that could be anything.
Like Kenny got Kayla, right? She was the first one.
And it's your nerves, excitement.
Was out.
Yes.
Because Kayla has gained like 15 pounds since she was in the villa.
Okay, so it's not just me. It's not just me, because I was like, something is different about Kayla.
No, she looks great.
Kayla, yes, she looks great, but something was different.
all of a sudden she had all this ass. And
Yes.
of course, it was like shocking. So your heart rate is going to go up. And she was first.
That's what I was. And even too, like, your heart rate could go up thinking, oh, this is cool. Oh, but what is my girl up there thinking? So now you got all these emotions going on. I don't feel like it was a true, because for Miguel for Miguel not to win them all. I sent that video to my husband. I said, so listen, girl, I said, so anyone that has listened to the podcast for a while knows that I consider wave caps lingerie. So when Corey puts on his wave cap and gets in the bed, I said, oh, so you just putting on your lingerie tonight? All right. I sent him a message and said, we're going to need to bounce like that. I don't have to go as high as he bounced, Daniela. We need a fire pit in our bedroom, and I'm going to order you a fireman's outfit. And then I circled back and came back to my senses and said, we don't need a fire pit. I'm cool with that. But the bounce is a yes, and the wave cap with the Timberlands and the fireman outfit. Girl,
I've watched it so many times. Miguel is such a fun slut. I love him.
Yeah.
Yes. He's a fun slut. Like,
because
take it seriously at your own peril. Like, that's
when and he got every girl that we watched good, because even him starting with Kayla, I knew he was something when they did the other challenge. It was between him and Cordell. And so Cordell hit that ice water and was like, he was getting how they came down that pole. Remember that challenge?
Yeah.
Cordell was good at that too.
I didn't even pay attention to him in that, to be
honest. Go back and watch. Cordell was so good in that. But then when he hit that ice water, all the sexy left, he was like he was good. He was good because he ended up winning the challenge. The way Miguel came down that pole, I said he's been a stripper or something, an exotic dancer, if that's what we say.
But I'm like, he's an actor, so
that's true, yeah. But he killed that. The way he walked out, I do wish, and this is just me, when he came out and said, "Are you ready for me to light this up?" Shh, 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 shh. Don't say nothing. We don't want to hear no talking. Just do what it is that they've called you to do out here for these other women.
Because the only thing that like about Miguel that loses me is he does this thing, and like literally like half my like I'm Nigerian, so like so many of my family like live in London, and like my
okay.
And there's something that they do that I can't. It's doing the fake American accent and the
when he
accent. They all do it all the time, and it's just like, because Black culture and Black American culture is fun. It's pervasive. Like,
yes.
Everyone wants to be it. You know what I mean? So it's fun to do, but I get really embarrassed when they come to visit and they're all doing it. I'm like, my friends that I'm like, but it's the same thing like with me when I go to any country. I have to spend all my energy not trying to do their accent.
Not trying.
When I tell you in Dubai, I literally was just like my eyes bulging out of my head, where I was like, "Don't say it, don't say it, don't say it."
Because you know how that feels, right? When they come over here and want to do it to us. Yeah. And that's why, even though he gets on my nerves, James Kennedy doesn't try to do the Black accent. When he does the American accent, he just does he does that really well. Yeah, I want better for our Black girls in these shows. I really do. I want better for them.
That's why I'm so happy Serena had Cordell, where it was literally like
from the beginning. And it also it reminded me, because I very much try not to put the whole prejudgment on people. I really don't, because I've had that done to me my whole life. And so I don't like that feeling. But he was a reminder, because I thought, okay, Cordell Beckham, his preference is probably light skin, long hair. And when he went for Serena first, I said, come on, yes.
How awful is it though that there's this where for me it wasn't even like, I didn't even factor in the Beckham of it all. It's just that you're used to
Black men get their
Black men that they cast on these shows do not date. Like they want, obviously, like it's white casting directors.
Yeah.
You looking at a white lady telling her your type, she wants to hear her.
Yes.
So like, that's the type of people that they cast. Like, I think I had tweeted to Giselle where I was like, I don't know, but there's like 2 seasons ago, Jeff.
Okay.
He was like black. Like the realest nigga they ever cast it on.
Oh, okay. Like, you're not the first person that I've
Jeff
heard say that.
But Jeff had white America scared. Like one time he got in an argument with the other, and I can see the panic. Like, I didn't want to go online because I was like, I don't know what they're probably saying about him. Like,
right. So you didn't, right?
Probably calling him all types of monkeys in there. Like,
right. And now, I don't want to have to. I don't want my blood pressure to get me.
But and it was so shocking because I'm just not used to that. Like, you know what I mean? Like
that type of real energy. Like this is what it is. And even if the black men feel like that,
like the way Serena handled Cordell in that situation, like. When I tell you, I appreciate this so much. I'm so happy that they won because first off, like, you don't need to like. First off, you can make like I hate the like you can have whatever boundary you want, and you don't have to like someone because they like you.
Period.
And people specifically want to do that to Black women, right?
Yes.
Like, this idea of like
be grateful.
She needed to like him back. And that they acted like, and I will say, even for me, like at the Stick It challenge, I did get upset with her.
Yeah, I was upset with her.
He just looked sad, and I didn't like. And I like Cordell. I genuinely do. Like he looks like one of my kids to me.
When you said that was so funny.
He just does. He looks like one of my kids to me.
He could be my child. He's 22. My oldest is 27.
There you go. Like he's endearing to me. So I got mad at her, but everyone tried to make it as if she did him wrong.
And she didn't lead him on. People keep saying that. She never led him on.
She did the opposite, where like she literally friend zoned him.
Yes.
And then they found out there was an elimination, and she was like, well, I'm still down to rock with you.
Yeah, like she was very honest. And let's be clear. One of the things we can say is, and it does happen, just like with men, because you mentioned it earlier with Leah and Miguel. When Nicole was showing interest in him and he was showing interest back, it was almost like oh, wait a minute. I friend zone him because maybe he's not my regular type. He's not wait a minute. I'm kind of starting to miss his attention. And boom, like that could have, that happens in life. So I appreciated that. But the people saying she led him on, she did not lead that man on. She was very, very clear.
And I get it. When you have people like Andrea and Rob acting like they're like, in full-blown
soulmates
4 days, it makes it look like she is being insane. Playing with him for the
because people were saying, it's okay to be a slow burn, but maybe not for Love Island. But look at how it turned out. I just love the fact that he went for her right away. And then
the fact that he had to work, even when he messed, he had to work for it. Like
she didn't just turn around and give it. Okay, no, you're not getting ready. Bringing them both breakfast, and then you're gonna give it to Daya first.
That was crazy. And Kendall, you're going to hell. Because Kendall was like, yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a really good idea. You think he thought he was eliminating the competition. That's like, what he thought.
Right, I'll say I appreciate it. Rob looking like, you sure you want to do that? Yeah. And then Rob literally was just like,
I got your back. Kendall didn't offer.
You for support. And that's the thing. Kendall didn't go with you. The boy who told you he should go. That's
like the friend encouraging you to fight. And then when you get jumped, they walk away. Rob was like, I got you.
Like, all right, that's a friend in the moment. Let me stand by, let me stand behind you and look stupid with you since you want to do this stupid thing. I already asked you, sure?
There were people saying, why would she do that? She told him up front, I don't want it. You chose to you're not getting ready to be in here fighting for me and her at the same time. That might be what the purpose of this game is, but right now that's not no.
And Peacock owes Serena a check for that.
Yes.
That is what brought in literally, I had people texting
Black folks, right?
That season, and they were like, yo, do I have I just wanted to watch a show and I see that there's 30 episodes. Do I really got to watch all this shit to get to yeah, you have to.
You have to, isn't this? But let me tell you.
I was like, it's fast. And then my homegirl, she literally was 9 hours later after asking me that, she's like, girl, I'm caught up. What speed were you watching it on? You got 2 kids too. What was going on?
Let me tell you. So my goddaughter came down with her brother, my godson, and then their other sister. And they came down 2 weekends ago. And then we found out. And he was like, oh, we can do this. We can do that with them. And I was like, well, I got to work a little bit, blah, blah, blah. girl, she was watching Love Island. I mean, they wanted to start Love Island. My godson too. Girl, they stayed up all night and had got through like 17 or 18 episodes. Then they watched. Go anywhere? No, we just got them snacks. They were bundled up in blankets down in the room watching. And so then Corey came in was editing pictures. My girlfriend's daughter is like our daughter. Her 21st birthday is in September, so she wanted these pictures. So Corey went out and took the pictures or whatever. So he starts watching from Casa Amor when they came back from Casa Amor.
Yeah.
He watched it till the end, and then I showed him the beginning of Serena and Cordell. So it is so funny that I posted a Black man from TikTok on my Instagram, and he was like, I had never watched an episode of Love Island. Peacock owes Serena.
I saw him.
I loved it. It was like, yeah, they do. Serena brought Black folks to the yard.
Because it felt so like, I saw a girl had tweeted like, oh, this feels their fight and it feels so like Black college coded.
Yeah, girl. That's
exactly what it just felt like. It just felt like a whole Black relationship on TV. Like, girl, this is how Black people are. We're funnier, right? We're like, it's just who we are as people. Like, we're mad, we're gonna get jokes, we're more entertaining. It just is what it is.
And like, everything is heightened with us, and we are.
And it was so like, even like the conversations Kendall had, even Miguel, his started to show when he was all like, "Is that how you want your wife to behave?" Like that, I didn't like that. And Kendall, like them sitting here to talk about her behavior, all of that stuff, and I appreciate that Kendall, like that Cordell was just like, no, like. The subtext is like, no, like I like Black women for real. Like,
thank you, because y'all ain't say that about Kayla. Y'all ain't say that about Kayla. Her crying fits. Y'all really ain't even say that about Liv, even though nothing that Liv did was wrong. But because Serena is expressing,
even just like, is Kayla winning every kissing challenge there was? Is that how you want your wife to behave?
Exactly. Come on. Right. So like. When is that how you want your wife to behave? What, show her expression, keep her boundaries? Like, well, we know the type of women y'all are used to dating.
I mean, literally, Miguel is the type of person where I could see, even when he was talking about like being up, like seeing Leah's rage, and he was talking about Leah.
Girl.
And I was just looking at him like, this is the type of guy where he's like, I'm triggered by this. And it's like, oh, okay, your dad used to cheat on your mom and your mom wasn't nice about it. And you blame your mom.
And you blame, for having emotion when she should have just, yeah. That's, and it was like, that's normal. And you've been watching the show like we have. So you know what he did to her. Yeah. And she wasn't supposed to have feelings about it. And let's be clear, she was talking to her girlfriends upset.
No, and so I didn't even like that they showed that clip of her in movie night. It felt like such a setup.
Because then then also it reignites the clip they had of them talking about the vote. It reignited everything with that, and it was like, okay, no, y'all, this is what we're not gonna do.
But it was literally like, you realize that they're like, oh, they have nothing on the girls.
None.
They go back to week 1 to show something of like, to try to get shit started with them. Like,
and like with Serena saying about Cordell, like, oh, I got
day 2.
Right. Like, come on.
That might have been it was day. She was talking about a day 1 conversation, day 2. Like, come on. Like,
and I was honestly surprised she didn't say it was when he made that 360 comment instead of 180. I was like, that right there.
He was like, I don't even use math.
Right. I didn't say no, but that once again, Leah, I said, because being in this content creation space, doing the podcast for years and then doing the YouTube, you'll say something, and based on how the listener or viewer feels about the person that you're talking about, they interpret it a certain way. And I noticed that Leah, even though I have my feelings about Rob would say something and she would interpret everything incorrectly. So that 90-10, Miguel did say, he didn't say nothing about a 10%. He did say 90. And then when Leah regurgitated that to him, he said, well, wait a minute, not 90. He didn't say that. She then still ran with that, right?
Well,
So when,
he like, but he didn't like push her enough, I felt like on it. And that's why I didn't, because he still saw her, like she still left with that set, because she was still like,
yes,
even if you said 90, like I wouldn't like, she still had the same understanding.
yes,
And he didn't push her on it.
that's what I felt like. Because
I was
so
like, come on, man. Like, so when she was getting yelled at by Cordell, you should be like, you know what? I like you should have like he watched her misunderstand that.
yes,
Like
and which
fully
takes me,
watched her misunderstand it.
it takes me to the whole I took a back seat thing. Let's be clear. I don't care what nobody says. Leah knew, even if in her mind she meant I didn't push it. If I told you I took a back seat to the vote, back seat to me means I didn't say nothing. I just was quiet and let them handle it. If you chimed in even a little, like my vote is for her to go home, I don't feel like, I felt like it was a purposeful choice of, I'm not even saying Leah is that smart to do that, but the way they tried to pit like the Liv and Kayla, and then it was like, it was a misunderstanding of where I get where Leah, I mean, I get where Liv and Kayla were coming from. Like, girl, you didn't take a back
Especially because
seat.
the way it was explained to them. Because
Yeah.
I think like, okay, Janae did an interview where she kind of brought that up for some, and it's something specific to like, I don't know if you remember, like Liv walked into the like that conversation. She was the first one to speak, and she said, Janae is out of it. We're not, she's staying. Right? Like Liv was the one that made that declaration, was
I
like
love
Janae
that.
is out of it. So and then she was, so it's between
These two.
Nicole and
Andrea.
Andrea.
Andrea, yeah, yeah.
So it was between that, like, so that was like, and I feel like in Leah's mind, what like Leah has also said, like, on another in an interview, I think maybe Janae said it, that she was like, for Leah, it felt like, okay, she was like, the only person I really cared about was Janae staying.
Okay.
And Serena said it too. She's like, that's the only one, like, she's like, these girls, they came in, Nicole and Andrea came in at the same time. And
so I don't care.
Of Andrea coupling with Rob, I never got to get to know Nicole's ass either. So
right.
So for her, it was more like her saying she took a back seat was like, I don't have like an opinion really on this.
Yep. And so
Which
then it gets
fair. Like, and yeah. I feel like it's like the way all the girls felt about it. It's just, to me, the manipulator in that situation was Rob. I didn't like how he was like trying to triangulate the girls against each other, when straight up, like, it was still, Liv came in and said, Janae is out of it.
Right. She's staying.
And he didn't ask them, oh, can we not, or even tell them, she said, no, Janae is staying. That's out of it. So who do y'all want between Nicole and Andrea? Like,
like that's it. So, okay. So I can see that then. And then Rob saying, going to Kayla and Liv, the way he delivered it was like, she told me she took a back seat, but in their minds, because in my mind, if I was in that, it would be like, no, she didn't. She voted. Because for me, back seat meant hands off. So I can see how all of that got, I'm glad that they were able to go past
Nicole that said it. Because I think Nicole, because that's the thing where it's funny, because it's like Nicole was like, well, you know, the girl, like, I think maybe Ryan Bailey with her and Kendall. Nicole was like, well, you know, the girls had said they were not, the girls were definitely not sending Janae home. So if you're mad about Andrea leaving, then it means I would have been the other person to leave. Like, those were the only two options.
Right.
Like,
that's true. Right.
So like, I think, and I don't understand why Kendall didn't really, like, when everyone was doing all that, he should have been like, y'all wanted my girl to leave? Just because the girls were not going to vote Janae out.
Period. So. And I'm so, which again shows you the bond that they all created. Yeah, I love Love Island. I am glad that I came in on this season. I think I'll go back and watch. Like, people are telling me to watch season 5 of the UK, and they're telling me
season 5 UK is literally, that's the one that I got my husband into. Like, it was I think it was like the summer we first moved in together.
Okay,
and we were like obsessed. It is such a good season. Like, when they come back from Casa Amor, that recoupling is like me really, like, I keep trying to chase that high again. I might, after this, watch it.
Okay.
It was just very much like the Black couple of it, which Amber came down to it. Amber don't even like now she's an out lesbian. She don't even like men. But to tell you how your emotions get so heightened in that
okay, so I'm definitely gonna watch
like that. Amber's a very beautiful Black girl, big biracial Black girl.
Okay.
From I think she's from Ireland.
Okay.
So the accents are so cute, and she's just like, this law is, he's playing the game, man. It was just so good. Like, he came back with the girl and then just like panicked and started just like, he didn't really, again, figured she was going to come back with somebody. That, and then like,
because a woman is almost like, I'm just going to take a chance, where a man is like, I don't want to be embarrassed. That's what they think, like with this season. All right. So
for me, I was mad at the girls for not picking a guy. Don't ever come back empty-handed.
But it's like, oh, they didn't even have nothing to pick from. I was like, what are y'all doing? Yeah. Like, what are y'all doing?
Is it that there aren't men that want to be on Love Island?
That's what, right, because I was like, what do we have?
I'll say the Casa girls, I remember looking, I was like, whoa. Like, once you got to know their personalities, they started to settle down.
I felt like as a collective,
smoke show. I was like,
as a collective, one made the other look better, because some of them I saw individually and was like, but as a collective, they gave it.
Yeah, like whatever about them. Like, I remember when they first came in, I was like,
same.
No, they brought I was like, Miguel.
Wow. Yes. Yep. So, all right, I'm gonna watch Love Island UK season 5. Y'all can still go back.
The host of
she's on that one, right? Okay. All right, y'all. I implore y'all, if y'all have not already, even though you know the winner, you still want to watch the season. It was so good. So you had mentioned Dubai earlier, so we're going to finish up with talking about the Real Housewives of Dubai.
Oh my, I'm excited because I don't think I've ever spoken about this show out loud before.
The ratings don't reflect the quality of the show, the non-darkness, but still the drama that we need. I want to go back to last week's episode real quick, the end. I am not opposed. There was a scene on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. They had went away on vacation and they were arguing at the table, and Marlo brings up Todd. And then Todd responds and people are like, oh, he's in women's business. If we're adults, men and women, if y'all think men and women can be friends, then men and women can have conflict.
I hate that.
I don't mind
about this. I do not. Yeah.
I don't agree with that. So a man can say something to a woman. I 1000% believe that. However, in this case with Brooks, Talene, and the husband, I forget his name, Rafi. Brooks wasn't talking to or about Rafi. So for him to get involved, to me, was a bit much. And I get that she's your friend.
Right.
But even the other women that were friends with both did not get involved. That wasn't a moment for you to get involved. That was between them two. So for him to get turned like that, I was like, now hold on a minute. She was not talking about you. She was talking to your wife. I felt like there was it was too much for him to get involved.
Yeah. And so wait, can I ask you, how do you feel about the new girl? What's her name?
Saba or Brooks? I mean, Saba or Talene?
Talene.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here is where nuance to me comes in. Because in the beginning, I see what Brooks was trying to do. To me, Brooks, this says a lot about you and your friendship choices. If you were so close to Stanberry makes an offhanded comment about your friend Talene falling, we seeing her vagina. She said it to you. It was not filmed, so we would not have known about all of this.
And dragging it.
But you dragging it. Talene and Caroline, Talene didn't just say to you, I'm over it. She actually addressed Caroline about it to her face. They had a conversation and they moved forward with it. Why you're upset about that now is like because you want them each fighting. Now, here is where the nuance comes in. Talene, I feel like you definitely probably begged to be on this show. So you sitting in a confessional this week saying you and Rafi had to have a conversation of whether or not this was for y'all. I don't think it went down that way. I do.
And to give it a step further, I want to know how close the friendship was before Caroline got cast on the show.
To me, come on.
Because I feel like you became that girl's friend. Like maybe you guys saw the American Connection. Ooh, we were both in Dubai, like expats,
and y'all ran in the same circles,
like whatever. But the minute she got cast, I believe that you were up her ass trying to get on the show.
Yep. I don't believe it was. I know of you. We're both expats, but it was not like, because they keep saying my closest friend. Like my, I forget the wording they use, but basically my closest expat friend, not my closest friend. The distinction is made very clear.
Right.
And we've known each other for 10 years. So to me, I feel like Rob Brooks, I'm not a fan of Brooks anyway, but I can see.
He makes me so uncomfortable.
To me, it's a level of, it's like an underbelly of darkness to her. That just, when she came in this week, she is that one person that in your, not even in your friend group, that you know when they come, the whole situation is going to change, and not for the good.
So she reminds me of like, the only person I can compare that makes me feel that same like way in that vein is like Kristen from Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, girl, yeah. Yeah.
Like there's just an energy of just like, you aren't well.
Yeah. And you bring it with you. And you bring it with, yep.
I don't want that. Like, and I've had friends like, she just makes me so uncomfortable. Anytime she's talking, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep.
I don't trust her in anything.
Nope.
I get very uncomfortable when I'm reminded that she's somebody's mama. I hate all her scenes. I can't stand it. I hate seeing that ex-husband of hers because I'm like, girl.
The way you talked about him led me to believe that there was almost possibly hands put.
She said that.
That's okay. So
maybe I inferred the same thing from you,
because I truly felt like that's what either, like you said, she said, or it was very heavily implied.
I know he wasn't like she, yeah. Like
your mom had to come and get you, like all kinds of stuff. So uncomfortable is the word to you. It's like leaves me unsettled.
It's also weird because it's also like, I think she's beautiful.
Yes.
She looks weird to me. I don't know how to explain it.
Yes. Girl, this same. I think she's absolutely gorgeous and stunning, but it's also almost like a funhouse mirror.
She just looks weird.
Like, I don't even know. Yeah. I like, oh, when she did that stunt this week, I wish that when she walked into the house, y'all were talking about last
Lisa and Tuesday's episode. So excited to see her. What was that?
So when I wish that they had said, "Oh hey Ayan," I mean, oh hey Brooks, and that's it. She did that on purpose, and I get she told Sarah, "You told me to basically disconnect." That is ignorant as I don't know what. If you know that I'm expecting you, you could send a text saying, "Not coming, can't talk right now, so need to disconnect, I'm safe." She did that on purpose, and that to me, you literally. Because now we're focused on you. We're supposed to be having fun, but now we're worried about. That's one of the few times I was with Stansberry. I'm not focused on you because ain't nothing happened to you.
Give her nothing.
I was so irritated and annoyed, and I was also annoyed on that catamaran when she's talking. Unless they didn't, because we know that there's some footage we don't see, but they show her talking to Ayan about Talene. So then Ayan is responding back. In her confessional, she's saying basically, Ayan thinks she can fix it. Now is not the time. If now is not the time, don't bring it up to me now. Why are we talking about it?
It's just her whole, and I can see where she's like, you brought someone, like there are little glimpses of like, I feel bad for her. Like you brought someone into the group, and they now like her better than you, right?
Yeah.
Or the fear. And I get that, but I'm sure that is like a very like, a reoccurring experience in her life because she's weird. Like I don't.
Yes.
So I'm sure a lot of times she introduces people to people, and then they're just like, I don't want to be like. Yeah. She gets too close to people, then they're like, I don't need her in my life. I'm sure that's what happens.
Because her and Lisa have said that they're frenemies. They knew each other before the show. They would hang out, but then they have their issues. So to me, though, to have such a switch. You and Stanberry both said y'all talked on the phone every morning. And then you get at a table, mention what she says about Talene and says, can we all agree the 7 a.m. phone calls have to stop? In that moment, I did not necessarily feel for Caroline, but I get wait a minute. I thought we were good. She said, now in the beginning, I felt this. She said, I brought Brooks in like family. But then later on, as she becomes friends with Talene, she says, you and Rafi are like family. And I was like, okay, well, that maybe that happens very quickly.
Anybody like family. Because straight up, we see the way you treat your real family. All our kids went to boarding school.
Right.
So what does that even mean?
So what does that mean? So I get how Stanberry was feeling a type of way that I talk to you every morning on the phone. I make a comment about this chick that clearly I didn't know was your good friend like that.
And it wasn't that big of a deal.
No. And now you bring it up because you're doing the housewives thing. But when it doesn't drag the season, which if you think that's where some of these newer housewives still think they're smart. Because girl, we would have got sick of, because we got sick of hearing about it like after the first episode. But I felt like she wanted to drag it, create that division between them. And just like with Ayan, she said that she gave up her friendship with Stanberry because she was supporting Ayan at first. Nobody asked you, unless Ayan asked you to do. Remember when Brooke said in her confessional a couple episodes ago, I gave up my friendship with Stanberry for Ayan. So now you're saying you've also now I guess you gave up with your friendship with Stanberry for Talene, but now
I think she also said for Lisa too last
Yes,
season.
For Lisa,
like,
yes.
Lisa don't even like each other.
Like that. So that's odd. Yeah, I can appreciate Lisa and Stanberry showing us exactly where they are with each other. I can be around you. I can tolerate. I'm still gonna shade you or whatever. In this episode, though, what I really want to get to is that voice note, girl.
So I think first off, Chanel, I wrong as hell. That's a violation.
Because
it's a violation.
I could send a voice note to who is my best friend, because y'all call each other best friends, and say, yo, so-and-so just sent me this. What do you think about trusting that it's not going to get out.
I've had friends send me literally like voice notes of
their
therapy sessions with their husband. Like, be like, do you hear what this stupid nigga's telling the therapist? Yeah. Like, you know, like that's an invasion. Like
you would never send that out.
Why would you do that?
And to me, Ayan is doing what Brooks is accusing Talene of doing, which Talene is definitely trying to be friends with
Ayan wants to be like, and it's like, this doesn't even, this is the thing with Caroline that is like to me, is just that I'm like, it doesn't feel real. None of these friendships with her feel real at all. You do not like Chanel. Like, you guys don't have, like, you guys are not friends.
They did get on live the other night, child.
Of course they did. Like, Chanel, like literally Bravo Con. She was like, I don't think there was a housewife. She did not go to their house. Like, she was on tour. Okay. Like, she's going to work.
I was so disappointed that Chanel sat at that dinner with Talene and with Caroline, Stansberry, and played that voice note, because that was so out of pocket. Lisa is your best friend. Granted, again, I know people may say Lisa shouldn't have shared it, but let's not act like we all haven't done that in our real life.
I hate people say she shouldn't have shared it, because it's literally like, we see that Lisa's not close to Sarah. We all have in our friend groups where there are friendships that are deeper than others.
I've definitely done that with a friend before. Like,
Sarah is a clown to them. Like, Lisa do not have a friendship.
No. So like, why in the world? And with Stansberry of all people. And that also shows me, well, it's either one of two things or both. Chanel definitely feels like, we know that they built this show around Stansberry, but last season she got drowned out by the other girls. So now, but they know this show was built around her. So now Ayan likes being a housewife.
Yeah,
because she be in them comments and on the Twitter, all of that. So now,
I'm sorry, I find her to be so annoying.
When she showed up to go away in that dress, I
Oh
was like,
God, yeah.
I was over it. I was like, okay, I get like
First off, I don't
it
like
gets on my
anything
nerves.
she ever wears. I'm being honest. Like, I don't like any, like, maybe last season there were some looks. Maybe this season, maybe I like the red confessional look. Everything else, she looks crazy and she still hasn't gotten her wigs together. Like, I cannot deal with it. And also, there's something very like trigger. Like, she gives me like old African auntie that's trying to be too like. And
Okay, okay, so
she triggers me too. Like, I can't. I find her so annoying. Like,
and
so
she's the
annoying.
type that after a while it's like enough. Almost like a kid that gets so hyper and then it's like, okay, baby, enough. We'll do this
Yes, like
tomorrow.
calm it
Like
down.
it's a
Like,
lot. I could not, but so for her to play that, and she likes Brooks because she on that live that she did with Caroline, she was upset, rightly so, with Brooks for coming for her makeup line saying Tony Ion by Tony or whatever.
yeah.
But she said Brooks was like my best friend. We talked every day. So you like Brooks also. You know that Caroline, the Stansberry and Brooks aren't seeing you for each other. You knew good and well that Stansberry was going to bring that up, which brings me back to two things can be true. Ion knows that this show was built around Caroline, so let me get in where I can fit in, but also let's make a show. So I'm going to play this voice note and let Caroline, I know that she's going to bring it out. I was so disappointed. And I said, and this is the beginning of why they fall out. Because now I can't trust you. For you to do that, I can't trust you.
And like, so Lisa was on Watch What Happens Live, and like Andy had asked, "Is it repairable?" And she's like, "Everything's repairable. She didn't sleep with my man." Like,
Yeah, yeah.
But to me, I'm like, already, like, I felt like every time Lisa and Chanel, like, I already felt like exhausted for Lisa.
Something
like,
was
like she like Chanel Ayan is so exhausting. Like, even all their scenes, I'm like, I want to know, what does this friendship look like off camera? Like, when she's not, like, is she wearing the stupid gloves and doing all this dumb, like, just little one-liners and just saying, like, what does this friendship look like? And I
because
do believe that it is, again, they're in Dubai. In those spaces, how many other Black women are you getting to see?
yes,
So like,
yeah.
Lisa's had to kind of like settle for a friendship with who she could.
And I do believe I could see her and like the times that her and Brooks hung out off camera. I buy that because it's like I could definitely see that happening. And look at
But
the
the
way
only thing is, like,
Lisa
for
stepped
her and
in.
Brooks to never have like a real friendship, because it's
No.
like something about Brooks where I feel like she has like a jealous spirit. And
Oh,
Lisa's
definitely.
like, Lisa's like, first off, that's my girl. I don't know. Did you watch College Hill?
No, but I know that she was a part of it.
Love
Yeah.
her from College Hill. And it was the season of College Hill that, like, when one of the boys from my school, like, cheated on his girlfriend on that show, is crazy. On camera, took a shower with the girls. If you're ever watching, and he married that girl. They're married now. But his girlfriend that he was with, he cheated on the show. They're married.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. The one he cheated on, he married?
Yeah, they're married now. Wow. Unless, like, I don't know, I haven't followed in maybe a couple years, I haven't seen, but like, they were, as of like a couple years ago, still married. As of when Dubai started,
they were married.
Because I went to check.
And that's another thing about Lisa I appreciated. She immediately, when Rafi was coming at Brooks, nah, what we're not going to do is this. Mm-hmm. That's what we're not going to do.
Lisa is so authentic. I will say that, like, very much from College Hill days, was like a bougie, and she was like, I'm going to get this. And also the fact that she met that guy at Live, where it's also like, I met my husband in a club. She's just so Miami, like, very like, like, I just love Lisa. And I loved it. Like, it's like she got what, like, she used to talk about she wanted. Like,
she got it.
And she got one that, like, is not ugly, seems to be nice. They seem to have a good relationship.
Yeah. Like,
Brooks was up under that disgusting man.
Oof, child.
You don't even seem to have money like that for real. So,
because and what kind of man would let you walk away and don't contribute nothing to his child?
Disgusting, especially because I'm like, this to me, there's a lot of things that, like, culturally I think a lot about, and I'm like, is that only because you're a Black woman that he feels comfortable? I don't see a man from that part of the world Right. And
Yeah,
I'm saying
because
that
what
as
did
like an
Lisa
African. Like
say?
I can't see like a night like would never not contribute to
That's what I
like
was gonna say. What did Lisa say? Like over there, the men don't even speak to women that way. Like they're supposed to put them on like a
okay,
pedestal.
so perfect example. So 2 years ago, Christmas, we went to Dubai for my husband's like family, our family vacation. We did Dubai. And I remember being so offended. Like I kept being like, what is wrong with these? Like I would ask my husband, like I would ask somebody a question and then they would answer my husband. Like a man at
Okay.
the airport, at the skirt, all the things we were doing, and they would answer him. And I'm like, why are you talking to him? Like I'm logistics. This ain't even his department. He doesn't like why are you talking to him? But like every time I found it so annoying. And then I think about like one of the times me we went to the gold market that like Lisa had taken
Her mom too.
that market. And my daughter had an accident on herself. So like I had to buy her a new dress to like wear to like and then
Gotcha. Yeah.
he was leading us to the restroom, but was only speaking to my husband to tell him he was going to lead us to the restroom. And I was just like, I'm supposed to follow this man through the market. And I remember him turning to me and being like, listen, ma'am, this is not your country. It's very safe here. Nobody can do anything to stop worrying. Because he could see me be like, I'm following this man. He was like, girl, this is not
wow.
and people kept making that like, and I thought, think about the fact that like, so my husband was still like, we were there for like 2 weeks. So my husband was still like working certain days. So there would be days where like me and my daughter would just like walk around the street or like go do things and he was saying, I had made a comment. He was like, yeah, well, like men not talking to you here does make you feel sick. Cause I'm the type of person, like, I don't even like go to the gas station because I'm like,
here we go.
Somebody's gonna ask me, my children need a stepdaddy that is gonna be like, I have to turn them down. That is you ugly anyway.
You
like,
girl.
So you just like limit like certain things. And that idea that I'm like, ooh, life is a lot more peaceful when men don't speak to you.
And Lisa said with her boys, her Black sons, I mean, they're of course they're bi, but they're safer there.
Oh, for sure. I 1,000. Because I will even say, even like, okay, again, we were in the market with my husband's sister, and she's loud. And her daughter was like, misbehaving. She was like 3 or 4 at the time. And she yelled at the daughter. And my husband's cousin who lives in Dubai was like, you cannot do that here. And I had to like the whole car ride back. I was like, what do you mean? Like, why were you acting so crazy? Like, I thought that he was like being
like exaggerating almost.
No, I thought he was being like anti-Black. Like he was acting like he was being ghetto is how I felt like he was doing.
Got you. Okay.
So I was like, defending her, getting crazy about it. And he was just like, no, like you cannot yell here. Ooh. And then when he took me to go buy alcohol and I saw how strict it was and like literally I had to like show my passport. I couldn't have my phone. I took out my phone to just text like the guys back, like everyone back at our Airbnb, like, what do you guys want? And the guy was like, no phones in here. It was blacked out. You have to show that you don't live here to buy alcohol. Like they were acting like they were showing pussy in there. I was like, I can't. So I get like the strictness. Like I'm sure that she does feel like when Chanel Ayan was like, oh, you can put your kid in Ubers and they could go like,
right.
Like you do see it. Like it is a lot safer just when men do not talk to you.
That is, and for him to say, it's almost embarrassing because this country used to be looked at as the greatest, the aspiration. And for him to turn around and say, oh, this is not your country.
He literally looked at me and was like, girl, this is not your country over there. And I was like, damn, like, where do you think I'm from? Like, but you don't realize that it's like, okay, no, like the way that America looks to the outside, like the fact that like we have mass shootings all the time is crazy.
And they're looking at us. And it's crazy how people are trying to stop people from coming over here. We should be thankful that they're not trying to stop us from going there.
Because even like in the market space, I was saying where it's like, people are hustling, so I'm used to like, when I'm in the market in Nigeria and other places I've been, like, even like growing up in Miami, you go to the flea market, like people are trying to get you like, right. The level of like, nobody touches you to get your attention. Right. Like literally. So like you'll have like, they're like men who would come with us to like show us places. They would get that man's attention and ask him to bring me. Like, not
Wow.
even like calling you to be like,
Not like,
hey, come look
hey,
at my stuff here. Like, none of that. I thought that
wow.
was really interesting.
And then to see it and then to hear you say it is like,
So for
wow.
him to be talking to her, like, I'm like, is this,
When he was like,
I'm gonna give you the
forget
benefit
these
of the doubt
cameras.
and be like, the cameras made you feel comfortable? Because isn't he from there? I know Talita's from
I was gonna say, I think he is from there, right? But
right, because isn't the thing that his dad built up the city or something,
yes,
right?
his dad built
So
everything
for
in
you to be
Dubai.
like, why did you feel comfortable? Like, I thought
To
that that
even
was like,
say that to her and to say, I don't care about these cameras, forget these cameras. I'm like, you were doing way too much. I want to know what they cut. I get, again, Brooks definitely has that underbelly of something, but they had to cut something for the next time we see them is her outside screaming the way she was. And so online, Talene tried to say that they cut whatever they cut saved Brooks, and Lisa spoke out and said, like retweeted Talene or something and was like, no, what they cut saved your husband.
okay, I want to know what it was. I hope they bring it up at the
Me
reunion.
too, because I
Because
was
I'm
like,
so curious as to why he felt and I'm saying this as so I'm literally at the airport. I'm asking them questions. I literally, even in the situation where I'm like, okay, like, when we're traveling, I'll hold all our passports. Again, I'm
yes, yes,
logistics,
yeah, girl, yeah.
right? So I'm holding all our passports. I'm trying to answer. They're asking, asking him, where are you staying? He
And it's
doesn't
like, he
know.
don't know
I
that.
didn't book none of it. He doesn't know. Why are you talking to him?
He's just gonna turn around and ask me.
So to
And,
have someone yelling, I'm like, wow, that's really.
but you
Why do
notice
you feel comfortable doing that?
outside he wasn't yelling.
Right. Also, the fact that, like, because it is illegal
It's
to
like
raise
he
your
turned,
voice.
it's like she got riled up. And then when they got outside, he wasn't yelling. She
Because
was
he
a little
knows,
bit.
like, it is illegal. You will do jail time for yelling in public. Like,
That's so crazy. I
because
mean,
you can even see the
not in
panic
a
in the
bad way, but like
producers. Like, the producers were
they,
acting panicked
yes,
in a
they were
way
like,
that is
no,
like,
no, no.
even physical altercations, producers don't get that. Like,
Yeah, yeah. They were very,
because they know how strict the country is.
I noticed that too.
They'll
And
shut this whole shit down. The show is over, okay?
the show is over, and every one of y'all producers included are getting ready to do some time. Like, yeah.
Again, me and my husband almost got kicked out of a club for sitting on his lap. And we're like, we're married. And like, no. And then we kissed, like casually kissed. And they were like, none of that.
They
I'm
were
like, why
not.
are y'all even serving alcohol here if I can't kiss and sit on laps? Like, what the heck?
Like, listen, we out here. Like, we got kids at home. We out. Right. Wow. That's crazy. Okay, so it's interesting that you experienced that. And then again, we're seeing this on TV. I really didn't like that. And I'm glad that again, Lisa was there to jump in, because had that been over here and other men had seen it, it might have turned out very differently. So the fact that I really want to know what they cut
Lisa
out.
talking to her husband about it and be like,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it was ghetto. Yeah. Overall, oh man, the fact that they left us on a to be continued, I'm like, man, I haven't been this excited to watch another Housewives episode in a long time. And I'm so glad. And I really want y'all to watch Dubai, because it is giving, even with Brooks having a layer of darkness, it's still not enough to like bring the show down.
right, because her layer of darkness is internal, and obviously, like,
Yes.
this is Housewives, so everybody has, like, do I believe Sun Strack is an alcoholic? Probably. You know what I mean? We're just like, there's a reason why she never drives herself anywhere. Like, I believe on, like, so I'm sure like that exists everywhere else. So like, it's not like nobody's trying to bring anyone down. Nobody's trying to
Right.
destroy someone's life.
She's just trying to cause friction. She ain't trying to tear apart somebody's
like,
marriage or
off of stupid stuff. We're fighting about Beyonce, who was closer.
right.
I felt Beyonce's water. No, but I was up there. I couldn't even see.
I was with her mama.
I was partying with her mama and Kendall Jenner. Like, that's what we're discussing here.
Yeah. Yeah. And
even like the low stakes of like things like, Lisa being like, okay, mom, we want you to move here. And and her mom being like, no, I'm not ready for that.
Basically, I got my own. Basically, I felt like mama was like, I'm kind of dipping and doing where I am.
I very much relate to that, because I'm like, mom, You wanted me to have these kids, and now you're not coming through the way that you said you were. Okay. I moved $2 down from you for this. Like, I literally was so close to my parents. I was like, picked up my family and moved here for you. And like, I call you to be, and you're like, if you bring them both over, thank God for my dad. Okay. My dad will be here in a second.
But your mom is
my dad came over here to help me fold laundry. Like,
I love that. I love that. Your mom is kind of like, and you wanted me to have these children.
Right. This is the lady who, when she found out I had an IUD and threw herself on the floor crying and was like, I didn't raise you like this. And I was like, what? And she's like, to do family planning. Threw herself on the ground crying that I'm blocking my blessings.
Wow.
And was even just like, just have them. I'll take care of them. And now I'm like, even though they're like the one night that the baby's only 6 months old, so they haven't really like, she stays with us most of the time.
Okay.
So the one time my husband planned a day and like set up for my parents to watch her, she started crying. My mom called me and was like, she's crying. You have to come get her. I don't know. Like, did you try to feed her? Is her diaper wet? Like, have you tried to do? She's like, I don't know. She misses you.
Did she tell you that? She don't even know. Wait, what'd you say? Did she tell you that? Oh my God. Right. That's just something you're saying. She could be crying from relief. We don't know. She said, you're crying. They can't even deal. You're crying. You got to come get her. Oh my gosh. They're not ready. They're ready for her to be your oldest age. And then.
Yeah, right. And then they never want to give her back.
They always want to keep her.
Taking her to church, getting her coming. She comes back from church. Mommy, why don't you like Jesus? And you're like, I like Jesus. I love Jesus. So,
I never said that, first of all.
Grandma says you hate church. Why do you hate church? What did church do to you? Or she'll be like, Mommy, what did church do to you? And I'm just like,
so now we have to have a conversation between my relationship versus me going to church. Okay.
I'm like, Mommy only has one day to herself. When you go to grandma's, I don't want to sit in church. I grew up in the church. I've heard all the messages.
I'm very familiar. Me and God we have something going on.
My parents had me in church multiple times a week. I've heard all the messages. Right now, I want to sleep in.
You go and enjoy. Thank you. She said, Grandma then told all the business, yeah, your mom doesn't like church. No, I don't have anything. I don't even have anything against it. I'm just sleeping in.
Right. Like, that's why I let you go to church.
Right.
I didn't like
you need to hear the messages. I've heard them. Thank you so much.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Yes, y'all, if you're not watching Dubai, please, I'm telling you, we're not steering you wrong. Even if you don't want to pick up, I think what hurt Dubai was there being 2 years in between.
A long break, yeah.
And I feel like they need to be taping like now or soon.
They also don't give them I feel like there's just not promotion enough conversation, and maybe it's because they're so far away that we don't get like like we don't know what's, you know what I mean, like
right. We
other franchises when they're gone, you're seeing like what are people doing, like
that's true.
You just don't know what's going on. They're like gone and forgotten.
They're just not flying out here for Watch What Happens Live. Like, so yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. I wish that they got their just due, because they are truly, it does remind me of housewives of old, even though we know that they're aware that they're housewives and we can see them, again, the Brooks and the Caroline and Talina of it all, and trying to make that a story. We can see it, but it's almost fun watching them think they can outsmart the viewer.
Right.
Like, even though we're not the housewife, we like know how this works.
Exactly.
And so we're watching you think that you're smarter even than like the production company, the crew, us, and you thinking that you can do these storylines. And it's like, oh, this is fun actually just watching you.
Even like, I didn't appreciate Lisa trying to pretend there was an issue with her marriage, girl.
Come on.
Because that to me, like you have 3 little kids, like don't play with your stuff.
And you have money to hire help. It's almost like a redundant storyline. Like, we get it. You needed something, but it didn't even have to go that route. Show us the stress of you looking for somebody that you trust to take the boys or do this.
That. Like, maybe she doesn't find, like, I think that there's this pressure, like, people want to do the working mom relatable shit. Like, baby, Mina Rowe is not gonna feed nobody. Like, it's not gonna do it. Like, I'm so sorry.
Now, come on, didn't Beyonce wear Mina Rowe?
Even when I was pregnant, I went on to look. So I'm like, let me see what my girl Lisa's selling. Let me log in and see what no. She's not serious. You're selling oils and tapes and maternity leggings for $60. Okay. It's not,
so all of that, I'm working through vacation. I'm on conference calls.
Girl, doing what? Doing what? Like, we don't need this. Like, I would rather her show us whatever it is she really is doing.
Me too, because that's how Housewives started out. It didn't have to be you trying to build a business. Yes.
Show me, how come I don't, like, show me who does your wigs? Like, yes. I want to, like, whatever you really actually do with your time.
Yeah.
Do that.
That's because that's what Housewives was built on. But now it's like they know that this is a platform for their businesses, which I get. But it's like, even with Chanel, I can appreciate her, like, her getting like almost in tears of the fashion show. It makes sense because you want it to do good. But she's not like, I'm so stressed. I'm so like the way Lisa.
No, and hers, it's very clearly like, okay, this lady does all the work, and I brought my name and my face here. We're fine with that.
Yeah, because that's how even when Brooks was saying that Ayam by Tony, it's like, girl, did you fly to all these places and pick out the glass? And then like for you said that your ex built it.
I mean, how many Eileen by
Kyle by Aileen. Yes.
Did we see? Like, who cares?
To me, that's the smart way to do it.
That's the whole point. You're on a TV show. Like,
another stream of income.
Talk about Wendy, like, be like, oh, every year she has a new business.
Good for her.
Use your platform to do.
Yeah.
Okay, second season she got a New York Times bestseller. Okay,
right.
Like, what are we wasting time here?
And it's another stream of income. If I can grab this boutique that's somebody else makes the clothes, but they're good quality and put money.
Ashley had to wait till they've been on TV for 8 years, and one of their homegirl got fired before they decided to finally start making leggings. Like, you're supposed to try to sell things.
Hello. Even I would appreciate a housewife coming on saying, kind of talking around it, which I wish they would get rid of the whole fourth wall, because I like how Brooke said she was trying to get on the show, basically. Like, we know that we're on the show now. Let's talk about it.
Also, like, for someone like reality TV, like, it's not like, I want to know, what's your why? Why did you want to do this show?
Yes.
Like, I want to know, oh, you want to get your little store popping? I want to know what for real. What are your real stakes? Why are you here? Right? Like, watching someone expose their marriage and expose their kids, and I don't understand why you did this show, is harder for me to be like, okay, is it worth it?
Yes, when it seemingly doesn't feel like you needed to do that.
Exactly.
It's like, why? Because we're far from the days of watching these, other than Vicky, who was Kodo. Like, we're far from the days of them just being housewives.
Right.
They are even say, yeah, I was a housewife, but guess what? I have a platform. So y'all gonna see me build this. Y'all gonna see me get these coins from this business, from this platform. I would not mind seeing that, because that is the reality.
Exactly.
I want to see the reality. I want to follow the reality, as Carlos says. I mean,
like,
I don't know that he does.
Whatever her name is.
I can't. Sarah I have not cared. Now, I will say this. I didn't care for Sarah season 1. And I brought that into season 2. It's going to be good to see what happens next week, because you've been talking love, and you have been Brooke's mouthpiece. When Caroline Brooks says she called me a cunt, and she said she was drinking, so what? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not an excuse.
Right.
You don't get to call me out of my name because you've been drinking.
It's also so weird that it's like, Sarah's just such an inauthentic person. Like,
and that's what
she's just so inauthentic. I can't stand her. Like, everything about her. Like, I don't even like that she gets to, like, pretend like she's dating that finance man.
But let me tell you something. I was going to bring that up. When they were asking her, oh, you got to live with him. And she's like, oh, in our culture, we don't do this. In our culture, I get that. But then in her confessional, she says, these ladies don't understand culturally. I need to take my time. Girl, they just showed you on the phone with him, asking him, when are you coming back? And then he was basically like visiting, and she's like moving here. And she says, I'm moving faster than he is. So which one is it? Which one is it? You've been talking about introducing him
Your
to
son
your
is over here
parents.
being like, he's a great dad. He's gonna be a great daddy. Twerk, 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 weirdo.
What did he called him caramel sexy or caramel chocolate or something? And I said,
wanted to ignore that.
I said, ma'am, tell him to stop twerking. Girl, does he even know him like that for him to listen to that?
She's like, can you say something to him? Like, girl,
that's you say something to him.
Start fathering your child.
Right. So when she kind of tried to like shade them a little, I get culturally it is different. I understand that completely.
But that's what another thing I don't like about her is the superiority.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Right.
That's what it's the superior.
Because I think Lisa does a really good job of she's someone who's in this new space and she's respecting their culture. And
yes.
like she's like Lisa of anybody, she gives you the rules on Dubai. She's up on it. She's not even married to a man from there. Like yes. He's British. Like, you know what I mean? But she's so, you know what I mean? Because I live here. She's respecting it.
Yes.
There's something with Sarah that is so like, well, I'm the real
Emirati, yes.
And, but then it's on the same side of it, but you're not, because you do have issues with your culture, because it's like you've now been married 3 times, you have tattoos, you know what I mean? Like you're not traditional in that way. So like this feeling like is very irritating.
Superior, but yeah. You're right about that, because even when they were asking her, has she kissed him? And Lisa was like, you shouldn't be asking her that. That's like in her confessional, like that's offensive. But that's what it is with Sarah. It's the superiority complex of it all. That's because it is because you can say in my culture, because even though it's not culture like that, I was thinking church culture, you're taught. I mean, me and my husband lived together before we got married, but they're saying, and that's why I like when people are very clear. My cousin had called me a couple years ago and was like, girl, she was living with her boyfriend, but she's raised in church. And she's like, it's in the Bible. I said, well, let's be clear. This is one thing that the church needs to do better of. In the Bible, it does not say that you cannot live with someone before marriage. However, if you're going by the Bible and you're saying, if you're following the word and you want to live by the word, no, living together is not a sin. However, if you're living with someone you're in love with, you're attracted to, yes, you're having sex with them. So in that way, what they're trying to say is why tempt yourself, basically. But you can live with somebody. Now, be clear. When me and my husband moved in together, my mom was like, I raised you, you know what's right, what's wrong with it. Basically like, okay, so what do you need for your, like, it's that. My husband's father was like, I know why y'all want to live together. Like made a joke out of it. But I wish that instead of passing down these, like this generation, these generations coming up, we need to tell that like, this is what it is. Give it to them real, not like, oh, you can't live with somebody.
Right, and have real conversations about it. Right? I'll say that, okay, for me, right? Like me and my husband, when we decided to live together before, we were engaged, and I was like, he moved, we both lived in a new city, we don't have family here, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna live together. But my dad was just like, my dad's very traditional. My dad was like, no. So we had to compromise. My dad made him like, I'm not just, we do like bride price and everything. My dad made him pay the bride price, and they did all the traditional rites before
you got married. Got you.
So we weren't married, but he felt like he did that, and he felt
it made him feel right that he wasn't just gonna
Times are different. People have have the real conversations. Sarah never had, there's nothing real about her.
Yes, it's
nothing
always
real about her. I just watched her do I don't know, through the Johnny Depp trial, she turned me off. So because she was she was doing more than the paid bots to defend Johnny Depp. It was
really
it was so weird. And I'm like, girl, you don't even live here.
And you're all over.
The Caribbean was not this good. What are you doing?
And you okay.
Every day she was talking about Amber Heard. I'm like, why are you obsessed with this?
And it's always the ones that talk about female empowerment that it's always those ones.
And I still to this day, I know that people like again Chanel Ayan annoys me. I still think it was annoying that she like brought up the truck because first of all, I'm gonna tell you, if I was circumcised, I would never, you would never hear the last of it.
Come on. Yes. Yeah. So
like,
for
you
her,
would never hear the last of it. As much as I get annoyed thinking of anything about Chanel Ayan, I am like, that lady literally like, and she is a child.
yes. Yeah.
Like I would like, she has to like still have sex. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
right? Missing like the most important part, the part for your pleasure is gone for like I'm sorry. I would never stop talking about it. It would affect the way that I see everything, the way that I like everything.
Yeah.
Like, so I thought for someone like Sarah, who you're supposed to be Miss We Are the World, and like you know everything about like for you to speak more on something that is like your religion is why she was circumcised. So like you have like a more of an understanding than anyone else.
Than anyone, yeah.
So I don't know. I just cannot stand her. And then when they got to the airport, she pulled out fake glasses because they still had the little logo sticker on here. So I was like, so you don't even have a prescription on there. So why did you?
Oh, right. To me, I don't know what it is. Listen, I'm a hat girl. I love baseball. I don't wear them as much as I used to, but I love me a baseball cap. Get that brim right together with my hoop earrings. I used to love me a fedora. Enough.
Her and Kyle Richards, like, girl,
it's like they are stuck in that era, baby. Like,
also, let's be very. It's something like for what's her name. It pisses me off more with Sarah because I'm like, it is hot as hell. Why do you have a wool hat on?
A felt or a wool hat? Yes.
Like, what's going on under that head that you needed to cover that up that bad? Because that
like girl
makes sense.
Yeah. I'm it's inauthentic and it's the superiority of it all for me. That's what it is with Sarah, because the superiority of it all was there last season, then authenticity. And I'm not, she definitely rubs me like, and I can't wait until they get into this voice note, her talking about Brooks. Cause I'm ready to see the fallout.
Like her fake, it's gonna show.
Yes. Cause Brooks was like, what? But then here comes the fall of the friendship. I will say that one last thing, when Chanel and Stanberry went live, one thing I'm gonna send you the link, because what you'll notice is Stanberry kept trying to bring up both Lisa and Brooks being late and basically not supporting her, and Chanel wouldn't go there about Lisa not supporting her. She was very much like Brooks didn't support her, and she was like, Lisa apologized.
They stop being friends. I worry about like what Lisa on the show, because Lisa, like, what friendships does she really have?
She does, right?
You know, and it's like she's my favorite too, so I'm like, I need her on there.
Yeah, maybe I also like that she can kind of, she doesn't really other than Ayan, she doesn't have allegiance to anybody, which we need those housewives too. Like, oh, right.
But I wish maybe next season if they let her bring a friend.
Yes, that would be nice. But there's something about Saba, Sarah's friend, when she made that comment about the not my kind of people for the Beyonce concert. It ain't about even liking Beyonce, because if people don't like Beyonce, that's their choice. But for her to say not my kind of people, and then there was another comment she made about Chanel, and I was like, I don't really. So I'm picking up some vibes from you.
To me, what I thought like about like that really rubbed me the wrong way about that not my type of people thing is because it also was like, forget that it's Beyonce. It is like what that is like. They don't get performers like that. Like, people don't come to that part of the world to do performance like concerts.
Right.
So like, even if you're not like, you're just someone who'd be excited to go to a concert. Like people who hadn't heard of Beyonce songs were still there because like Beyonce's performing here. Like, so for you to be like for it to be like the rich event, the who's who, and you still were just like,
To me, I didn't like that. And I can't remember what it was, but she was somewhere. Chanel was somewhere.
There's something else she said that bothered me, but it
and she kind of looked at Chanel, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna trust my gut because every housewife that I have feelings about like that, we find out somewhere down the road. Um, and it's funny because there was a situation, I need to go back and look, but basically between Talene and Saba, and Talene was basically like, well, I'm the one they chose because it was out of
Yeah.
those two. Because I was
So
like,
for
why is
me,
she
the
here
issue I
again?
have with Saba that makes me, it's not even necessarily that like I think that like it's a racism.
It's a somethingism.
I'm sure that like whatever that's probably there too, but for me specifically, it's something to like that like moral superiority that those types of women have. Because even like I'll say like this last summer, right? Like, I took my daughter to Nigeria for the first time, like her for the first time, obviously. And like we were doing a lot of like kid things, and like I don't have friends in Nigeria that have like small children like that. So I ended up just in a lot of just like Arab circles of things that I took her to. And there's the way that those whip like you're living your life, your religion does this, and you're doing this, right? You don't need to the constantly needing to talk about what other women are wearing, what other
Yes,
like that, like she gave me that vibe of it.
yes.
If it's about you and your morals, then it should have no, you don't need to talk about it in comparison to what other people are wearing.
And bringing
I have
them
a lot
down.
of Muslim homegirls who like one of my closest friends in Nigeria. I mean, like the girl don't wear pants. I've never seen her hair in public. Like she's very like, but we go out. She's not worried about what I'm wearing. She's not embarrassed to be with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right.
She gives that vibe where I'm like, ugh, I don't.
It's one almost
but
like
she's coming on American TV, girl.
Right.
So don't act better than us.
Don't act, and it's like in the Christian culture too. It's like if to me, I always felt like if you really think that it doesn't line up morally with what Christ would say, then pray for them. But you put it because I've been judged a lot in church based on my shape or what I wear or all of this. I have grown up with that. Grown women having something to say, and then even me as a grown woman, I will never forget. This is so funny. I was I'm pretty like, but I can come back with the best of them or whatever. But a lot of times sometimes when I hold my tongue because I know if what I say, you may never, when I'm ready to destroy something, then I'll say it sometimes because
I'm like that too.
It's going to be cut off.
Where I literally will ask my husband, I'm like, can I burn this bridge?
Yeah. Listen, because, okay. And I'm going to use the fire to see my way back to the other side because I'm never coming back. But I'll never forget. I write poetry, we do poetry or whatever. And I wasn't even doing a poem. This is when I was going to Jamal's church in Baltimore, and they were having this Motown theme type thing, whatever, right? So my husband sings, so he was doing whatever, and then they asked me to sing with the women. So we're at rehearsal. It's me, one of my other friends, and another girl, and they're like, okay, you're going to lead this song, you're going to lead this song. And one of them said, and don't be wearing nothing all fitting, like how I know, because you know that's what he likes or something. And I said, first of all, and then they tried to make it biblical. So I said to the girl, number one, don't worry about what I wear at home. I mean, don't worry about what I wear here. Don't worry about what I'm wearing. Me and my husband are fine with what I'm wearing. But let me ask you, are you worried about whose husband you climbed up from underneath of the other night? Because I knew she was.
Love it. Ate her
and
up.
She was like, and I was like,
ate her up.
I sure did. It got quiet. And then we closed out in prayer.
I know that's right.
How dare you talking about
like, and it's not like growing up in the church. I have so much like religious trauma that it's like triggering for me. Like I hear it, like I can feel the vibe of it, and I'm like, I know who you are.
I told my mom, I said, if I didn't have my own personal experiences with God, and I met some of the Christians that I ran across when I was younger, or even now, or these white evangelicals, I wouldn't want to know God. Right. And I try, and of course it doesn't happen every day.
And since I moved to Texas,
oh girl,
I have to constantly remind myself that like you're a Christian, this has nothing to do with like, because the way that these people see it will turn you away. Like it is such a turn off. I don't even want to be called the same thing as these people.
As they are. And I have to remind myself, if I never want somebody to look at me and say, oh, I don't want to know her. If she's that way, I don't want to know her God or whoever she believes in. I never want to be that. And to me, the best sermon is how you live your life, not how you say you live your life or who you believe in. So it just watching the Sarahs, and now you put it into perspective with the Sabas. That's probably that is and I you know how we have buzzwords, but I feel like there's certain people, like I talk to you and different people, when you use the word trigger, it's not some people use these buzzwords to be, but what you're saying and how I react to certain housewives is me being triggered, not realizing that is what it is, because it just bothers me so deeply, because I've been through that even as an adult.
Own, like, experiences and
things. So it's
like we're hearing things differently, right? Because someone else doesn't have the same context you do. So.
So, and it's like they could be like, and somebody could very well say, oh, well, that's just you because of how you're viewing it. You're exactly right. It could, and that is my experience, just like you have your experience viewing this person. But I do believe that Saba and Sarah, that is exactly what it is. It's that superiority. And then in my culture, but like you said, but then you have the tattoos, you have this, you have that. So it's like,
right.
Which is okay, but also you then can't act like it's superior if you're not even, Oh my God, Chai, this was such a good conversation. Y'all, before we started recording, I told Chai she had to come back like next week to talk some Orange County, because that's also delivering in a different way than the Dubai girls. Like, I feel like I'm getting my housewives.
Well, like Tamra's legitimately evil, so.
I tell you now, it's like it would be one thing if I felt like, oh, you were just evil. But what I feel like she thinks I'm stupid, meaning I know that you're producing, and I'm offended that you think I can't see you have mapped this whole thing out. I am truly offended.
Does she cover up the mirrors in her home? Because I mean, look at yourself. Do you really like, girl? The whole this thing with I'm sorry, Alexis, this dating job, that is the nastiest work I think I've ever seen on any show. I'm sorry, that is disgusting.
God bless Shannon, because I'm telling you, and I know after what I said about representing, again, still a work in progress, there's a way to do it without necessarily flipping tables. But I'm gonna tell you, by the time I was finished with Alexis, she would have been crying. Heather may have put me out. Or at the very least, I would have let her know, oh, this is not what this is not what we're about to do.
Because it's happening the season where Shannon got the DUI, so she's coming from a place of, because I want Shannon to know that, like, if you put hands on Alexis, you are within your right. Like we see that this is not okay, and they're playing in your face. Because she has the DUI, she has to come.
She has to come like humble, because for Tamra to sit at that table after Alexis makes that speech about I want me and Shannon to our friendship, and Tamra says, then you got to stop effing her ex-boyfriend. It's like, see, these are the things.
You get it.
Come on, you know exactly what you're doing. And then Shannon gets up to leave from the table, and then you want to get up right behind her and ask her, is she okay? Girl, get out of my face.
Off camera,
that to me,
that pissed me off. I'm sorry.
If me and you are on a show together and we're supposed to be friends, or we had a friendship, and even though we're not cool now, there are certain things you still just don't talk about. But then I remember who we're dealing with. We're talking about a woman whose daughter asked her not to speak about her, and she continuously did it. We're talking about a woman whose daughter let her come to her graduation and said, please don't post a picture. And then when social media started talking about it, she posted the picture, and then that separated them again for a time. So if she can't even respect the child she birthed her wishes, she's not going to care about a real friendship. When she brought up Shannon doing that,
I thought Eddie was even starting to look at her crazy with the Alexis stuff. Like, girl, you really doing it? Because, like, I don't care if you were married to the man. Your ex-husband sued me, cost me $500,000.
Ain't no way.
I only know him because of you.
Right. So there is no way that it's not like we had a good relationship on the show. So now that I'm off the
my good suit on and go to court.
And the gag is Tamra lost, Shannon won, but had to pay $300,000 defending herself. And I think Jim Bellino was supposed to pay some of that back to her.
Yeah, her legal fees.
Yeah, so like that is the real. I want Shannon to find that paper. I remember listening to that podcast episode being like, girl, you like the way they just threw that out there, it was like, oh, wow. And that actually broke up the friendship between them and that podcaster. Yeah. So you think I'm going to talk to the ex-wife? Like, you've got to be kidding me. Especially, again, when we didn't have a relationship
and I hate
before.
when we have to pretend, because I'm on a TV show, I have to pretend that I'm not a human with real emotions and like real stuff. Like,
I would rather see the real stuff.
Man who didn't even want to be on the show.
Come on.
Made me feel like I was like embarrassing because I was on this show. Now you are using him and this storyline to get on my show.
Come on. And we know what it is because the first thing Alexis says is, I met him at the Quiet Woman. By the way, that's not. Girl, who says she did? But when we think of the Quiet Woman, we think of Shannon Beador. We don't think of Alexis Bellino. And maybe that's because you haven't been on the show. But girl, we don't think about you.
No, we think you are Jesus Jugs.
That's it. That is, and the way all these.
And she had an opportunity to rebrand coming in this season because
didn't she?
From what I saw, like I changed my mind on her, like off of one post, and this is why you shouldn't care too much. But when her daughter came out,
yes,
trans, I was like
mind blown,
right?
That she accepted
who the person that we knew Alexis to be, how welcome, open, and like I was like, oh my God, I like her now.
Yeah.
Because that's the way you could get me. You could be a horrible person, but I'm like, okay, you are good to your child.
Yes. Which means you'll be good to the other people like that in the world. Yeah. So deep down, you have to be a good.
No matter what anyone wants to say about Heather Dubrow ever, Heather
Come on, say it.
Defends stands behind those kids. Okay. Makes her LGBTQ, whatever we're at right now. She makes them feel loved, included, supported, champions them. Like,
and she cares about other people in that community too. That's what that is. It's like, okay, that's a real, because where she
you're
is,
not gonna make me not like her.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're just not.
And
I don't care if you see she treats you like you're the fat one. Like that
girl,
is so
and I need to say this too. The viewers that were seasons ago when Heather came back talking about how disgusting her wealth was, I hope y'all are not the ones watching Dubai saying glad wealth is back, because that's what Orange County and the Housewives were built on. I want to see more of it. I don't
like Heather Dubrow introduced me. I had never even thought of the concept of different shaped ice, right? Like she brought that to the main stage. Before now, you have the TikTok girlies with the different molds. Like that was Heather Dubrow was the first person to be like, and this one makes hexagonal ice,
and this
makes the chick. Like I will never forget that.
She has not changed from day one. Heather was like this day one, and people call her snooty because she has expectations because of what she likes. I used to listen to her podcast when it was Heather Dubrow's World, and I liked hearing about the way she packs. I even took something from her house. She said, when you're getting ready for a dinner party or to have people at your house, what do? You run around, you get everything ready, and then you wait to take a shower, and then you're the last one coming down, you're late. She said, you get dressed, you do your hair, you set everything, and then that way you're there to welcome your guests. And I was even talking to my mom about that, and she was like, wow. So
that's such a good point.
Yeah. So I loved the way she stands on business with how she wants to live her life. And she's not saying my way is better than yours.
About everything.
Yes.
Because even like for me, it was the way that like she was doing her packing for her kids for trips.
Yes.
And like she was like, I listened to her talking about like the charts of it. And I'm just like, I don't have it in me, but I wish I could do. Like, that is just so she's efficient. Like that is
very efficient.
Aspirational. You're like,
yes.
Like
I appreciate that.
If you're gonna be rich and you have all this access and money, like you should be doing things better than me. Like,
and she doesn't give me Sarah from Dubai. Like I'm better than you because this is the way that I prefer things. And I would rather have a housewife like that than a housewife who's reading comments and coming in based on the comments now. Or faking a storyline, or not even faking, but exaggerating the storyline. We watched Tamara cry in 2 episodes now with not one tear. I don't know if that's the Botox or if she really can't cry. I don't want to see that. I don't need to see that. So I mean,
not the lady that tried to set up a rape on television.
Come on.
She doesn't have like
naked, wasted. Yeah. So I truly appreciate.
You tried to get your son to sexually assault your co-star. I'm sorry, like jail.
And laughs about it. Let's get her naked, wasted. Girl, your rifle-toting son. Anyway. On that night, no,
where was y'all, January 6th ass?
Girl. On that note, y'all watch Dubai, watch OC, go back and watch Love Island. Please, I've been imploring y'all. And I was going to recap it when I first started watching, but then it was something that I wanted to myself. Next, going forward, I will, but it was just something that I was enjoying to have to myself. So Chai, let everybody know where they can find you. I am going to put you on blast though, because Chai and her friend have a very good podcast called You're Not Mad Enough. And you know what? I am mad because I'm looking for my episodes.
Our schedules are hard to align. It really is. And then literally the other day, I was on the phone with him for 3 hours the other day, talking about Kamala. And we're like, this should have been an episode.
An episode, yes.
Now I'm like, I don't have time to talk to you again like this for another week.
I will let y'all have that, but I am mad enough because I love that podcast. But y'all can go back and binge other episodes. Plus, I like, there is a way that you guys talk about this stuff, but also providing information. And I think that's what people need now, factual information going into this election. We definitely need to be informed voters.
And that's part of the reason when we started the podcast is that I saw the country changing. I think it was post Roe, and we were like, oh no, I need an oral record so my kids know that I was fighting. I saw this happening. I tried to warn people. You know what I mean? Now people are talking about Project 20. We have been talking about it, on the podcast now. So I like having that there.
Because you saw it coming down the pike. Which is so wild that now he's got his, what is his something 47? It's sir, it's the same as, okay, all right. I'm not even, because we'll be here for another 2 hours. Chai, let everybody know where they can find you.
Yes, Fly Chai on everything. Also, my YouTube, I'm gonna start again. It's there somewhere. I can't even. I was trying to figure out what the name is. It's probably Fly Chai. I will send her the link. She'll put it in. Please follow me because I'm not gonna start posting videos till I have enough followers. I know that that's not how it should work, but I'm sorry. I can't be making videos into the void right now. I have 2 small children and very little help. So
right, because mama reneged
exactly
on her promise to you. Y'all make sure y'all follow fly.chai on TikTok, Fly Chai everywhere else. If you missed the dot, if you type in Fly Chai, you will definitely find her, but I will have all the links, but y'all definitely have to follow her on TikTok. And we need to subscribe to her YouTube, which she will send me. That way we can start getting her videos. Again, she talks about everything from motherhood to culture to what's going on in the world. Just a wealth of knowledge. A well-rounded wealth of knowledge. I still would love to see her on The Housewives. I mean, you could be a Dubai housewife. Nah. I mean, you said you would move.
Girl, middle class.
I don't know. According to Caroline,
I was Potomac. I can, you know what I mean? I feel
Listen, Rodney the Voice. My
husband works hard. We can do better than Robin, at least.
Rodney the Voice said for Potomac, all you need is an American Express, a pair of Louboutins, a nice sized townhouse, a bag, and you could be. I said, well, I said, then I could be one. I don't have the Louboutins, but I don't feel like they would fit right on my feet anyway.
Me and Ashley Darby drive the same car, so I could do it.
Listen.
And that's what's crazy to me, because I always talk about Ashley Darby. I'm like, damn, you fucking on that old white man just to push the Audi Q7 like me? The same car I have?
Remember when she was in that apartment? I'm like, okay, I'll just say, okay, yeah, I'll just say that. I know where I am. I'll just say that. But yeah, I could fake it till I make it just like them.
Right.
Until I got on again. Listen, all you would hear me talk about is a podcast and a YouTube. Hello, that's the business. And then I would start my lip,
like Wendy throwing things at the wall.
Come on. I would start my lip gloss line.
I get one comment. Somebody says they like my eyeliner. Oh, I'm selling eyeliner now. What coincidence?
When I tell you every episode, because I have a drawer full, and it's so funny because I said, like, during C19 that I was gonna, when I used to do Wake Up with WeGo little videos on Instagram every morning, and I said I was gonna do a different lip gloss because I love lip gloss.
I remember that era for you.
You remember? I loved lip gloss so much that one time, well, it hit me. I knew what the country was in, right? But one time it was raining. They were calling for really bad rainfall, and they were like, don't leave if you don't have to. And I was like, well, I ordered MAC Blankety. That's the name of the lipstick. And it was like almost discontinued everywhere else. But this mall in Columbia, for those who live in Maryland, I live in Baltimore County in Dundalk, and Columbia, Maryland had their Nordstrom's had this MAC lipstick. And I was like, okay, they say it's going to be like really bad in an hour. Don't leave your house. So 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. So
that is me and MAC Spite. That
girl, I love Spite.
Spite, it will forever be since high school. That is my new, like, it'll forever be. If I run out of Spite, we have to go get it immediately.
Listen. So, and I wanted this Blankety because Monique, in her last season where the girls had on all that purple, I zoomed in on her face and I loved her lip. And then I matched it up with a MAC liner and and it was, and I even showed my husband, I was like, do you think this is the same color? He was like, yeah. So I drove all the way there. I was in the parking lot and I pulled down my mask and I put it on, and I promise you, I almost started crying because it was then that I realized how serious it was, because I was like, nobody's going to see this because I have to wear a mask. And I had to sit in the parking lot for a minute and get myself together because I was like, oh my gosh. So one of my listeners sent me a beautiful, it's in like oh my gosh. It says, I love lips. Oh my God. It's like in my closet right now and I'm blanking, but basically I love lipstick, and like she knitted it and like put it in something. And I don't wear them. Like, here you would think that I don't wear anything. I like literally have one right here. I used to, during C19, take a shower. I love lip stuff and heels. I like all the colors. So I would take a shower. I would put on my robe. My husband would be laughing, and I'll be walking around in my heels with a different lip gloss on and some rings. Like,
everyone has this is me. I do not take my jewelry off. I have to have it on all the time. I have my pajamas. I have my jewelry on. I cannot not have it on. It makes me feel good.
I feel pretty, like feminine, because I feel like I'm like, sometimes, listen, I'm Superwoman, but every once in a while I want to be a little bit of Lois too. I don't feel like dealing with it today. So I would do, so I love, if I was on a housewife show, which I can say that I wouldn't do, but what I would want to do was be like contracted to like interview all of y'all on the show. Like, okay, you have to exclusively come over here and we not talk about the show. We're going to talk about your real life. But I would constantly be talking about my podcast, my YouTube. Oh, what lip gloss are you wearing? Oh, it's so-and-so, Taria by so-and-so, Taria by so-and-so, That's what I would do. So y'all, help me get my lip gloss line off the ground you can cash at me, Taria as Faison. You could support, you could send a super chat. You could do whatever you want. You can Venmo. Help me get my lip gloss off so I'm not wearing Fenty, but I'm wearing Taria by whomever. Unless Fenty wants to make me an ambassador, which in that case,
And you always have a very good like nude look.
you know I love.
Well,
And
you
then
always have a very good black girl nude. You should do a little list and compile it.
oh, that's a good idea. You know, I'm looking forward to. So I have so many. I have like gold lipstick, blue lips, and this weekend, my mother-in-law, her 75th birthday. I don't know. Well, it's her. It's a surprise party. I don't know. And they say the colors are purple and gold.
Wait, what's her birthday?
Well, her birthday was July 2nd, but the
Okay.
party.
My mom's birthday is Saturday.
Well, that's the day of her party because she doesn't know like anything. She thinks her birthday's come and gone. She went on a cruise, all of that. But the colors, I guess I totally skipped past this. My mind saw what it wanted to see. I didn't know that they were gold and purple. So I told my sister-in-law, so I'm wearing a black dress, but I have this purple lipstick that I've worn it through the summer for years. And every time I wear it, people are like, where'd you get that? It's not a deep purple. It's like it's just such a beautiful purple. So I'm literally looking forward to
and that looks so cute. Like your purple lips and the gold dress, and you're on theme. Period.
Oh no, I'm wearing a black dress with gold.
Oh, why did I think but gold jewelry?
Gold jewelry, and I have a gold like moon, a real
cute.
gold handbag. So I was like that. I got my husband a purple shirt. I was like, you know, even though I call her mom too, but you're one of the mains. So, you know, you can, I'm good in my black dress that I can now fit after not being able to. I bought it 2 years ago, knowing one day I would fit it. And that's, you know, you have those things like,
when you actually get to fit into
something
that you play, that is like the most satisfying thing ever.
I put it on this morning he was in the shower and I came in, he was like, what are you wearing Saturday? I was like, probably a black dress, even though there's a purple dress on Amazon just like it. But I was like, I said, I'm trying to stick within, you know, because it's like, oh, I bought this and then I had to buy my skincare, then I had this. And okay. So before I put on my gym clothes to go out and make some money, I was like, So I put on the dress and walked in and he was like, oh, okay, I like that. So I was like, oh, wait till with the purple so I'm excited about that. So yes, that's a good idea for a list though. If y'all want to help me get my lip gloss business, I need to be really prepared to do that because I'll say it and then be like, oh, I was supposed to do that. I was supposed to do a lip gloss thing.
Me with everything.
I was going to do a mini episode. Listen, I was going to do a mini episode and be like, I have definitely been off with the podcast schedule because I'm trying to do the YouTube every day. And then in my mind, when I'm not on the road, I'm not making money. And my husband is like, girl, like he's not saying girl, but he's like, you need to take time off. And I know that even if it's a sacrifice, I need to pull myself off to build this. So I was like, I'm just going to make a really quick 2 or 3 minute recording saying, guys, come Friday, I'm back on track. And he was like, but you say that every week. And I said, so I was like, I don't. And he was like, basically you say that every time. And then, so basically just do it.
Really has been like, did you TikTok today? And I'm just like, oh God, like it takes time. And then if I'm on my phone, it's my kids are like, whatever. And then once my kids are sleeping, like I kind of just want to like look at the wall.
Girl, I tell people.
I talk all day to a 3-year-old and she asked me a million questions. And I just want to just like,
and not say anything.
Because I could just like disassociate and like pretend I'm in the villa. Like now we were talking about OC. I'm like, I watched it, but it was just like
background. It was almost like white noise.
My brain is on such a lag. Like I had to get 2 drinks to be able to do this stuff because I need to be able to calm my mind down.
Yes. So I'm like, you know what? He's right. I got to be about doing. So I hit Chai up. And I already told her, all right, like a week from now, I'll hit you up on that date again. I'm like, I need to start. It's not about what I'm going to, and he's right. I have a tendency to be like, guys, next week we're going to be back on track. And it's like, to just get back on track. So I appreciate him for that.
It's hard when like you're building something, right? When it isn't making you money yet is the hardest part of it when you do have life obligations.
Yeah. Or it's like, it's like making makeup money. Like, you know, it's not like, you know, especially when not this particular podcast, but total, I've been podcasting for 8 years. So it's like, I've been doing this, but now I've transitioned over here and now I'm transitioning to YouTube and you're building. And it's like, but I just have to gotta believe. To me, it's like you gotta believe it's gonna be something, or what else? Like if you have no hope, it's like, but you don't want to be always constantly working
Keep
for it.
waiting for the next thing, right?
It's like, can I just get to where I am? I promise I will enjoy that phase. I won't even, I will enjoy, let me get there and I will enjoy that phase. I won't
the
be.
way I try to see it is like, I very much am like, okay, I try my best to like stay in the consciousness, right?
Yes.
Like you try to be like, oh, like people don't forget about you.
Yes.
And you try to be present and like having faith in like, I do believe that I'm very interesting, right? Like that is my like, God gave everybody their thing. I think being interesting is mine. And I do believe that like once I get the eyes on me, I can keep it.
Yes.
Right? But I need to be in a space where I can be consistent. So I'm like, okay, like it will get there. Right?
It will get there.
You have to look at it that way, because it is hard when it's not making you money yet. Like I have bills, you have things you have to do. Like
what's that song? I've got bills.
Finite, like
I gotta pay. Yeah. So it's definitely like that. And then remembering that you love to do this. One thing, I was listening to Rodney the Voice, and he talked about how basically when he started with YouTube, it's like money, but then once he just let that go and just did, because he loves doing it, it was like that's when it started. And I have to remember,
he's my favorite.
I love him so much.
I love him
it
so
was,
and he lives here. Every time I'm like, come be friends.
Yeah, listen, when he agreed, I saved, he literally was my birthday present to myself when he came on, because it's just like, I knew I was going to love him when I met him. And then when I met him, I loved him. And then when he came on the podcast, it was just so like, I just love authentically who he is. And I tell him, even if we have to tussle, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I just love.
It's because I meet people, there are people who's like, even if I knew them before, you make me like people. I don't know how to explain it to you. Like you specifically make me like, I will say like, you totally shifted I became like obsessed with Ebony K. Williams after I listened to her on your podcast. I'm not even read her book, Bet on Black. I go to it often, refer back to it often.
I appreciate that.
Like Kempire, I feel like there wasn't one of the shows that I watched that I like, he was really structured in a way that like, I'm not like, that's not like what I like to watch on YouTube. But now I watch, like literally right before we got on, I was listening to him with the lawyer girl, right? Like,
yes.
Jamie, that's me. I kind of knew, but when you I made me really like her. And now I can't stop saying I'm not featuring that. Like you have a way of making people like really like, not say they weren't likable before.
No, I know what you
like expose a part of people that is really enjoyable. And I really like that about you.
Appreciate that. I had somebody text me the first time Crystal was on and be like, why did you make me like her? And I was like,
her too, but I kind of liked her already.
Me too. Right. And that's what I love about this space, talking to interesting people. And again, being like, not the fake Love Island Rob of it all, but to me, people that are on TV, clearly, right? They want you to see who they are. And I feel like when you show people that I'm truly interested in what you have to say, and I really want to know about you and make them comfortable, it opens them up and you get so much more of that person. And I feel like that's what I want people to see about these people that we watch on TV, because we can have a tendency to go like I'm not one. Kim Zolciak, I want to call her trash, but that's not who I am. So I'll say her ways are trashy, but I listen to other people that'll be like, they're trash. And I'm like, yeah, girl, I agree. But I also want to remember that these are living, breathing,
I don't want to see
human beings. At the end, she can go.
And don't bring her back on that show. Do not do it.
I don't listen. That woman, and I'm gonna keep saying it. She said, what other white women would sit on the couch for being hammered by 5 Black women? You ain't never got to sit here again, ever. Again. I don't want to see you. You don't have to be broken, destitute. I don't want you eating off of our backs, because that's what it would be if you went to Atlanta. And Rodney made such a good point today on his video. He said, if it was the Black girls, if it was Potomac, Robin, we'd be talking about how broke they are. So why is it that people want to broke Kim to come back on this Black show?
Kim is like broke to a level of like, I get so stressed out thinking about her finance, like really, really stressed. Cause I'm like, what is she gonna do? Like,
because there's nothing coming in, it seems
she's like a shop, like addicted to spending money. And she also is a gambling addict. Like,
yes.
Like this casual stories where Brielle's like, yeah, my mom left me in the car so she could go gamble. And like,
yes. So
like, do you know what it is to be like, you got your kids in the car, you're like, let me go get my quick fix at the casino.
At the casino, right? And like I said, like everyday people, yeah, you may have things that may hit you all at once. We all go through like phases or whatever, but I know that I'm working, me and my husband are bringing in money. Like,
and
what is happening over there?
She literally destroyed Croy's life. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and I don't like him either. I don't care, because he did bring a pew pew to the reunion.
To the reunion, right. Right.
But like everything he made in his career, especially like he's an athlete, your career is short-lived.
Yes.
All that money is gone. And now you guys aren't even together anymore. Like,
and you don't have that. You don't talk to your family, none of that. Yeah, I just no. But I appreciate that. I'm manifesting. That's what I really want to do is just, I love talking about pop culture. I want to do that, but I want my focus to be interviewing people, whether they're on TV or not. You know what I mean? Just like you coming on.
No, like when I say I like listening to you talk to anyone, right? Like they don't have to. I like listening to you talk to anyone, because it's like I like learning about the people, and like there's a way in which you ask questions, and like seeing people through your eyes is like I enjoy that.
Oh my, y'all tried it, made my night. Corey, I need you. I'm talking like when you edit this, Corey, I need you to clip that part, make it a little mini voice note for me. So when I get up in the mornings, I hit play. I hit play and it's like, thank you, Chai. Like I've had my morning prayer, my morning plank, which I've fallen off of, got to get back on because my alarm says, get up, give God thanks, plank. Like that's supposed to be what I'm supposed to do.
I love that.
That's what I'm supposed to do. The planks I've fallen on. I mean, I've been going to the gym, but there's just something about ab work. Seems like it just takes so much longer. But a 60-second plank or a 45-second plank, it's like, you really can do that. But anyway, and then I'll listen to my message from Chai. I got a text. Chai says, I got a text. Y'all, that's a Love Island reference. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Please make sure you check out Chai again. I know that you talk about you and Tonio's schedule, but you could also do solo episodes and I would listen to you. So just throwing that out there. So you would definitely be great at that. And I'm already pitching myself as a guest. I'll send a formal email. Anyway, y'all, we will talk to y'all later. I know I made a reference to like last night a couple of times. This is actually being recorded on a Wednesday night and it will be out on the podcast Friday. So we will talk to y'all later. Yeah.